It's the Miss Knockout Show, we on the airwaves. So like, if I, share-ify, bless-ify the flow. It's the Miss Knockout Show. Now you already know. Hot topics, music, info, and more. If you ain't tapped in, what you came here for? MKO got the vibe, that's a full takeover. From beats to biz talk, yeah, the queen stay in clover. Trending every lane, I'm the glow you can't block. When I drop gems, whole chat goes shock. We don't do brokeify, now we amplify. Stay blessify, let the energy fly. Hit that tapify, keep it all in the flow. Cause it's a Miss Knockout Show. Knockout Show, hot topics, beats and the glow. You rockin' with Miss Knockout. Let's go. Let's fuck.
Show. Welcome to the Miss Knockout Show. How is everybody doing today? Happy Junior Friday, as I call it, aka I know it's Thursday, but I call it Junior Friday because this is the lead up to the Friday, right? So everybody come on in. Today's show, we're going to go down the rabbit hole of Ashlee Janea. All right. So now a lot of people might be familiar with the cases that we can go through. And a lot of people might not be familiar with the case that we go through. Right. So now let me ask everybody a question in the chat. Hey, Radio Remixing, what's up with you? Are you familiar with the Ashlee Janea case? Put a yes or no in the comments if you are familiar with the Ashlee Janea case. Put a yes or no in the comments. I'm just curious to see how many people are following it. Okay, so Ambi says no, it's going to be new to her. Risa, thank you for the heart me. Everybody get your heart me's. Everybody repost. Everybody put me in your stories. Everybody shoot me out. Because tick to the Clizock, surely. You to the Tubesy, Mike. That's why you're going to go and give me a thumbs up on you to the Tubesy and watch it back. All right? Even if you got to put it on and go to sleep, watch it back. What's up, Sleeping Butt? Sleeping Butt said no. Risa says yes. Charmaine says no. Okay? So for the people that's not familiar with the case, we are going to start from the beginning, and I'm going to tell you who these people are, where they came from, and we're going to get in depth with it. Right? And everybody come on in, everybody tapify, everybody share-ify, everybody like-ify, and also everybody repost me, put me in the stories, share me with 10 to 15 people, all right, on the Y to the Tubesy, all right, if you're a mod, go on over there, if you got 2 devices, everybody come on in. We want to get the room filled up so we could begin. Mama Jules, thank you, Mama Jules, thank you. What's up, Slay Braids? What's up? Everybody's coming on in. So, I've been MIA, in and out, here and there, in and out, only because, I've been getting a couple of gigs. So, y'all want Miss Knockout to go get the money, right? I know y'all don't care about that, but one thing about me, I always circle back. Good morning, Mama Jules. Who else is in the building? I see Slay Braids. Hey, Bevy. Well, good morning to you. Yeah, I switched it up with a little bit of a red hair. A red look, just to switch it up a little bit. But yeah, I gotta go on set, but in the afternoon, then I got switched back to the black hair because they said, you ain't Beyonce, girl, you right there in the back. All right, so everybody come on in. What we're doing right now is putting hashtags in the comments. All right, I want everybody to put hashtags in the comments because we want to build the room up, because when I start the story time, people are gonna come late, and I want everybody to get here, as many people as, can get here when we start, so that people won't come late and be like, oh man, I missed the whole story. All right. What's up? Always First Class Media's in the building. Greetings, everyone. Greetings to you. Bevy's here. Risa's here. What's up? Are we going to go on the Rain to the Bow appsies? All right. We all across the globe. We even on Twitchy. All right. So if you're over on Twitchy, make sure you follow me on all platforms. I'll make them boom, boom, boom in my link tree so you can follow me. And I'll also put the links in the more section of my, playbacks. All right. So everybody come on in. Today we're going to be talking about Ashlee Marie. So Ashlee Marie was a social media influencer, right? Now I've never heard of her until this case, right? And don't worry, as time goes on, we'll get more interactive and stuff. We'll let you'll come up like we usually do. We just gotta get a little more, once I get a little more formatted, but when the gigs come, I gotta take them, y'all. All right. So everybody, in the meantime, share-ify, like-ify, join the super fans if you can, and everybody, make sure that you join the Discord and make sure you spin my song "Knockout Coming with the Heat" on all platformifications. All right. So make sure you go stream my songs and add them to your playlist and everything. The song is doing great. And thank you, everybody, for supporting me thus far. All right. So everybody come on in. Today we're going to be talking about. I was so happy. Oh, yeah, Bevy. I was on set yesterday. I couldn't broadcast like I wanted to broadcast because I wasn't home, but I wanted to pop in and show y'all some love. And then I had to go to set, as you seen if you were in there, So, you know, we'll be back on track though. Mostly I'll come on in the mornings like this, probably about 9. My goal is to come on one time in the morning and one time in the evening. That's my ultimate goal. All right. And while I'm talking, everybody, let's build a. While I'm talking and I'm kicking the woolly to the bobo with you, I want everybody to build the room out, share the room out, give it the thumbs up over here on the Y to the Tubesy and all the other platforms. And we're going to start and we're going to talk about an influencer named Ashlee Janea. All right. And we're going to talk about her fiance and hey Qmar, what's up with you, Qmar? Everybody come on in, you just in time. And we're going to talk about their relationship and all the twists and turns. Even though I've been off, I've been digging. Even though I've been off, I've been digging. And I found a lot of stuff. All right. And we're going to go through all the twists and turns. And we're going to talk about who he was. And we're going to talk about his business. And, I want everybody to continue sharing the room out, continue tapping. All right. And everybody come on in. So Ashlee Janea, right? She was a social media influencer. Now, I've never heard of her. Okay. I've never heard of her, but she was pretty popular. Now, I want you to, because I'm going to be asking questions as we go along in this segment. Welcome to the Miss Knockout Show. Anybody that's new, I'm your host.
So happy to see you.
Thank you, Andrea. I'm happy to see you too. What's up, Ty? What's up, everybody? And show Miss Knockout some love. Whatever you could do to support the community, I appreciate it. Whether it's a thumbs up on you to the Tubesy, whether it's a tapation, a shareation, a repost, put me in the stories, or you blessify Miss Knockout so she won't be brokified, or get your heart like Andrea. Thank you, Andrea. Doctor, thank you so much, Doctor. All right. So Ashlee Janea was a Miami lifestyle influencer, and she was 31 years old. So we're going to talk about a woman that we're all just learning about, okay? I haven't heard about her, but just because I haven't heard about her, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of influencers that you never heard about. There's a lot of rappers that got millions of hits that we haven't heard of as we speak. There's actors that's on every show that we don't know their name. So sometimes, that's just how life is. But now we do know the name Ashlee Janea. But unfortunately, the world got to know the name Ashlee Janea for not a good reason. All right. So some of y'all familiar with this case and some of y'all are unfamiliar. So that's why I'm going to do a little backstory on it. All right. What's up, Doctor? All right, we're going to do a little spell it right AI summary. All right, it's ASHLY. Wait, ASHLEEGJENAE. Okay, you got it spelled wrong. Spell it right. If you're going to be an AI, be a good AI, not one that misspells words. Am I right or wrong, y'all? Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? See, I be messing with the AI. That's why I be getting. So, Ashlee Janea was dating a very wealthy man. Well, we don't know if he's too wealthy now, but we're going to get into that as we go along, who ran a very successful business, in which we'll go into his background a little more extensively now. Now, Ashlee Janea, her stage name, influencer name, but her real name was Ashlee Robinson, who was 31 years old. All right. Thank you, everybody. Come on in. Thank you. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, DJ Jones. I see everybody. We just in hot topics. We getting ready to get in the thick of it. So Miss Knockout got to concentrate in the membrane so she could bring you all the tea and all the juice. All right. So this is a story that's exploding everywhere. Everybody is interested in what's happening next because there's a lot of twists and turns since this story unfolded. But we will start from the beginning of the story, and we'll go through all the twists and the turns. We're going to dig into her background. We're going to dig into his background. We're going to dig into his company's background. And we just ought to know, if it's one thing that's evident in life, is that what is done in the dark will come to the light. What happens in the dark always comes to the light. And I do believe the way this case is already going, there's a lot of things that's going to come out that is going to shock us. And it's going to shock us in ways that's going to make us question and be aware of who we getting with in life. That's a very important decision, move. How many married people we got in the building tonight? If you're married, put a yes in the comments. Marriage is a lot of work. Now, I've never been married, so I'm not a marriage expert, nor am I a doctor, a nurse, but I'm a smart biatch. And yes. I got a lot of common sense. So all my married people in the place, marriage is a lot of work. Right? Marriage is when you get to really know who somebody is. Now, this case got so many twists and turns. My neck was going boom, 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 boom. My neck was swinging so hard, reading up on this case, that I said, boy, this girl got in over her head and she didn't even know it. I get the feeling that Ashlee Janea, a.k.a. Ashlee Robinson, you got in over your head, but you didn't know it. Now, we all might say she's a young one. She's 31. But 31 is coming into a young woman. 31 is who you're beginning to find out who you are a little bit. Just a little bit. Some people are still, wilding out and getting lit. Now, everything in Miss Knockout's life, from beginning and the first letter and word I say when I open the screen to the last letter when I close the screen, is all alleged, meaning that we don't know it to be true because we wasn't there. But we are watchers, we are spectators, and I'm here to bring you all the facts, all the findings, and all the twists and all the turns in this case and every other case that we sit and we watch unfold, and they do unfold. Because one thing, this case, and I got the feeling, I'm getting ready to come with a lot of twists and turns. So we're going to twist and turn like Twister in here. We're going to be twisting on the mat. Like, what? Ooh, what? Not that what? You're going to be like, what? Not what? Twisting and turning. So everybody get your popcorn, get your drink, get your coffee. I don't have Red Bull and coffee today. I'm going to go. I got to go to set later. A girl is working, but she'll be here every morning because we got a lot of stuff to talk about and catch up. All right? But Ms. Knockout got to go get the money when she need to get it. But that's another story for another day. So, Ashlee Marie was dating this crypto millionaire. Now, is he a millionaire right now? We don't know. But there's speculations and words on the curb that his money is really acting funny. But we will go into that. Now, Joe McCann was a crypto millionaire, and we'll get into depth in his company later. But he was dating, seeing, girlfriend, boyfriend, looked like he proposed. But later on in this broadcast, we're also going to go through how it was, who heard, and put a comment in the comments. Who else heard that this man has a whole nother wife and a kid? I seen pictures of him with a whole nother wife and a whole nother kid. Now, the first question being in my mind is, where's this kid and this husband and this baby at? She had a baby on her head. Did y'all see that picture? We're going to go through all of it. Proverbs, trust the Lord with all your heart and lean on to your understanding. Oh, thank you, Randy K. Thank you. Hey, Radio Mixing. Thank you so much. We need prayers today because there's a lot going on in the world. Look, this girl got with the man and she thought what she thought, and she's no longer with us on earth at 31 years old. If that doesn't set a signal in your mind that life is short and anything can happen at any twist and turn, I don't know what, a brick got to fall in your head. I don't know. But you better know it. Because at 31 years old, she hasn't lived half her life. There's people out here living to 80 and 90 years old that experienced the whole journey. All right? So Ashlee Marie was dating the financier and crypto millionaire Joe McCann. Right? The family, so Ashlee, let's talk about the nucleus and the premises of this case. Is that Ashlee and her boyfriend, fiance, her partner, whatever you want to call it, took a trip, and it was her birthday, to Tanzania, specifically Zanzibar. And, you know, I've seen this on social media where people visit and they feed the tigers, they feed the giraffes. They got the bowl, the giraffes stick their head in the window. And you have, experience with an animal. Now, that's a hard no for me. I'm not experiencing nothing with nothing that could snap and just get a thought in their mind that something, their mind just goes back to the animal kingdom for a second, and then they just snap my head off, and that's it. I'm not, that's not the adventure for me. Who would go on an adventure like that? You got your Airbnb there, the windows are open, the giraffes can walk up, stick their head in the window. If a giraffe walks up and stick their head in the window, I'm going to have a borderline heart attack. I'm not even going to hold you. So she went on one of those birthday trips, real extravagant. She put up all these pictures depicting her having a great time on her birthday, feeding the animal, very poised, very positioned, very orchestrated pictures. Picture perfect, in my opinion. Me all the time, I go to Kenya Safari. You go there all the time, Snow? Oh, Snow, it's not for me. I'll be jumping, and they be like, lady, you got to get out of here. You're scaring the animals. You got to go. They be like, miss, you got to go. You scaring the animals is getting anxiety because of you. The animals is getting anxiety. All right? It's not for everybody. It's sad. It's really sad what happened to them pump. It's really sad. All right. I want everybody to continue sharing. My name is Miss Knockout. I'm your host for today, and we're talking about Ashlee Janea, aka Ashlee Robinson, in which the rabbit hole goes deep, and we're going to go down the rabbit hole and see all the things unfolding in her untimely unalivement on her birthday trip to Tanzania, aka specifically Zanzibar, and it turned into an international tragedy and a finger-pointing escapade. The family is pointing fingers. The Tanzanian government has a questionable reputation on investigating cases. Who feels like the U.S. should step in? Put a yes or no in the comments. I feel like the U.S. should step in and take some sort of control, right? Everything's all alleged in Miss Knockout's Live. But there was a thought in my mind as I went through the story that people
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. People can be so orchestrated that in their mind, because remember, this is a very smart, now we're not accusing before I go forward, we're not accusing anybody of anything. Everything's all speculation and all alleged. So this is a very smart man that she was dating. He developed these companies and he made millions. And we're going to go through his accolades and everything and accomplishments he did. And I don't think that he got there by being a not so smart individual. So this is a very smart man in the brain. All right. Now we got people out here, like you meet these people, right? And you really, all my married people are with who they're with, but they can tell you, you don't know somebody until you live with them. You don't know nobody until you spend the night with them. Go on a trip with somebody. You better know them first. I don't recommend going on trips with people you don't know. Evidently, she did have a relationship with him. Hey, Deshaun, right? But a person could be, the way life is going now, a person could be the same way for 20 years. And then you could wake up one morning and something will snap and that person will be a whole different person. And then boom, you lost a friend of 20 years because they just snapped in the membrane. Yeah, everybody's rolling the dice. You don't know. Thank you, Lila. You don't know whoever anybody is at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Anybody's brain could snap and go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or get desperate or be in a situation. Thank you, Zoe.
Famous knockout like your hair.
Thank you so much, Deshaun. Thank you. You know, and my going through the case, it looked like this man was in a situation and he had to think of some things to get him out of that situation. But at the end of the day, we're still watching. We're still spectating. We don't know what happened, but we do have our thoughts, don't I? Who has their thoughts out there on what happened? Who's following the story? Who has their thoughts already on how this is going to go? I have a couple of theories. So this is an explosive, sad, tragic, and cautionary tale, right? Yeah, she was young, but she wasn't that young. Is 31 a YN still? What is 31 these days? Because 31 was different in my age.
Welcome in chat, follow, tap, share, repost, grab your daily. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. We're on all platforms right now, streaming. Y to the TZ. Everybody come on in. We're talking about Ashlee Janea. Everybody come on in. All right, we're talking about Ashlee Janea. 31 to me is, at that point, you should be coming into who you think you are already. What was his age?
July, good morning, sis.
Okay, so we'll see what his age. So we'll talk about Ashlee Janea, everybody. Everybody continue sharing the live. And everybody join the super fans. We're going to do a lot of more super fan only activities. So join the super fans if you can. All right. Everybody like, everybody sharing, everybody. We got 62 people in the room. Everybody blessify Miss Knockout so she won't be brokified. And I don't have to go to the man.
Good morning, everyone.
Right. And you know, we all want to be independent, and we want to me, I could speak for myself. Okay, I don't want to say we all, because we all, let me rephrase that. Some people want to be independent and work for what they got and spend stuff on their some own time. But I feel some women, you know, look for these men, and they just, you know, I got a lot of friends. They only go around guys with money, high profile guys, rappers, ball players, ballers, you know, CEOs, and they choose to go that route. Now, I'm not knocking anyone. I'm not knocking any route that anybody's take. Each is own. It's your life. It's your fallopian tubes. You do what you wish with it. You know what I'm saying? I choose to move my fallopian tubes wisely because I know how hairy those fallopian tube streets can get. Ain't they hairy out there? Is the fallopian tube streets hairy? And the beefcake's hairy? The beef for the guys, the beefcake road is hairy and scary, ain't it? Right? Because you can date somebody 20 years and not know who somebody is. People can project this image for so long and still have an underlying mean streak in them. Have you ever had one of those friends that's always laughing, always happy-go-lucky, never in any problem, but every once in a while you see a lion pop out and then it goes back in? Well, you better recognize that lion when it pops out. You better recognize that lion and put a pin in that, because the lion is in there. Now, so this girl was a vibrant 31-year-old South Jersey, right? She's from South Jersey. She went to Miami-based influencer, lifestyle influencer, known for her soft life travel content and self-growth posts. Now, who in the comments was familiar with Ashlee Janea before this incident? Put a yes or no in the comments. If you knew Ashlee Janea before this story, put a yes or no in the comments. Is this Top Haya Chuki? Who's that? I don't know who that is. That sounds Japanese, though, Nick Gage. No, my name is Miss Knockout. Hey, Market Bastover. Everybody on Y to the Tubesy, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let's get this video out there. All right. So, I haven't heard about her until this case. I'm going to be honest. But that doesn't mean that she wasn't popping, because from the looks of it and my research, she was popping like Orville Redenbacher. Right? Thank you, Deshaun. Thank you for the shares. Everybody share the live. Everybody put hashtags. Put Ashlee Janea. Put hot topics. Put anything that the nosy people want to come in and see. Thank you, Nicole. So she was a Miami-based lifestyle influencer that was known for her soft life travel content and her self-growth posts. And glamorous, she was a glamorous beacon of life. Her IG was Ashlee Janea. She had a massive following. And then she was all of a sudden found unresponsive on her birthday trip in her upscale villa at Zuri Zanzibar Resort, which has several wildlife lifestyle elements to it, where the animals are around you. You can feed the animals. I noticed one post when a blogger was saying, "Oh, look how these two guys are looking at her," because everybody's trying to factor in their theories and figure out what happened to her. Everybody's trying to figure out what happened. But the reason my theory is those guys are standing there watching is because these are still wild animals. They still have trainers there watching them, because the animals are still wild animals.
Hashtag autopics.
And at any moment, the animal could go, "Ooh, I'm a giraffe. I'm wild now." You know what I'm saying? We don't know when their mind is gonna revolt back to the wild. So they gotta stand there and they gotta watch them for any sudden moves or anything that happens, that, so that they could keep the people safe. That's why my theory is that they're looking. But everybody got these speculations. I like to wait for the facts. Now, she was found unresponsive in her Zuri Zanzibar Resort, which had several wildlife elements to it. And she was pronounced unalive later around April 9th, April 10th, and it started as a pure celebrity level fairy tale birthday trip with a surprise proposal. So in the middle of the trip, her now fiance Joe, what's his full name? Joe McCann did a proposal to her in the middle of a trip. And she took pictures of all this. She documented all of it. Everything looked fine. But a lot of people are studying the pictures. And a lot of people are giving their assessments on how his eyes look. Let me tell you something. If you ever want to know who a person really truly is, when they're right there in your face and you're dealing with them, even if it's your husband, it's your boyfriend, or even it's a friend, when you're talking to them, look into their eyes, because the eyes don't lie. The mouth can say whatever it wants. Thank you so much, Miss Jones. Thank you, Mrs. Jones. But the eyes do not lie. The eyes do not lie. And when you're looking in his pictures, for me, he looks like he's there, but he's not really there. He's kind of there, but he's not really all there. I feel like his mind is on the money and the money is on his mind. Because at this point, he's taking this trip with this beautiful young lady who looks like, and we will go through it, she requires a certain lifestyle. If you get with these women, guys can tell you, and they require a certain lifestyle, you know that you got to keep that lifestyle up. Else what's going to happen? Her attention might mysteriously revert to other places. So you got to keep that lifestyle up. You got to keep spending the money. You got to keep being balling. So Ashlee Janea looked like just that girl that is kept, that got the Louis bags and the whatever, and skin is flawless and hair is in place, every strand, nails done. It don't matter if you lost your job. You better keep these nails did, these hairs done, and the trips coming, baby. That's what kind of girl she looked like to me. Keep the trips coming. Yeah. Now, her friend jumped online, and we will go through that later. We got a lot to go through. And she says that she had her own business. She had her own money. Right? Baby Kim. Thank you, Baby Kim. Right, Friendly? They be like, you better keep that. Don't you know people like that? I know girls who only date guys with money. You lose your job, you're going to get replaced. You better not lose that job. She want Gucci, Poochie, Uchi, Coochie, Kakaruchi, and every bag that exists. Me, I'm the type of girl who want to be independent. I like to work hard for what I got.
Tapping is clapping. Let's run her legs up, Chad.
But that's the long route. That's the long route. That's the route that people don't want to take, because you got to work. And some people don't want to work. Now, I could easily go out here and go down to Wall Street and go to one of these barifications and sit at the bar and put on a little skirt and look cute and get one of these little CEOs coming out or one of these stockbrokers coming out. But when you get people with money, and I don't care if it's the guy or the girl, you got to deal with their BS. Am I right or am I wrong? When you get with a person with money, not all of them, because we can't say all because we don't know all. But a lot of times, Charlene is here. Hey, Charlene, you get with these people with this money, and you got to abide by their rules. You got to do what they say. Or else I'm going to take your Gucci, Poochie, Kararuchi bag back. No, you're not going to the club. No, you're not going to do this. Now, this, that, That's why I like being single like a Pringle, because I do what I want. I do what I want. That part. There's nothing like being able to do what you want. People think that it's all peaches and creams. They think that life is sweet when you get with a baller. Look at what Jada Waiter is going through. I don't know, is she still with Baby or not with Baby? I don't know if she's still with Baby or not with Baby. But they're connected because they got a kid. She's with him a whole lot. I believe that Jada Waiter is his number one little baby. That's the one that he can't let go. But look what she going through. She going through the club. She rolling around, getting hemmed up by 3 security guards. All for what? Because you know what you're dealing with when you get with these ballers, these celebrities, these guys that got all the women chasing them every second of the day. You think they ain't when they are? There's also reports, and everything's all alleged, that this man, Mr. Joe McCann, had other hers over there in Zanzibar. He had other hers. Okay, now, you know, the hers is another way and another word for the H to the O's. Okay? Stay with the class. Because you know how the clock get. So we got to switch them around. It's also words on the curve that Mr. Joe had other hers over there. Right? So let's continue with the story. So she was found unresponsive in her Zuri Zanzibar resort. Right? And it took him not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, but 11 hours to contact the family and tell them that their daughter is unalive, is in the hospital. So now, this is a thought that stayed in my brain. Why did you wait 11 hours to report that this girl was unresponsive in the hospital at any stage? If I have a fiance and anything happens to said fiance, thank you, Prissy Love, I'm calling somebody immediately. Aren't you? Aren't you? Why did it take him 11 hours to call their family, to call anybody, to tell them that something happened to this girl? Let's put a pin in that. Because that's definitely something that's going to come out. Instead, Mr. Joe McCann went on Instagram or Twitter or wherever he goes on, I think it's X, is it X's? And posted about some AI making money and You posting about AI and making money, sir? Meanwhile, your fiance got ran up and done up in her villa, and you waited 11 hours, but you didn't wait 11 hours to go and post about your AI and crypto or whatever you were talking about, but it wasn't your wife or fiance, or how heartbroken you are. He was plotting the scene. Yeah, he's feeling it out, right? Why weren't you on there talking about how heartbroken you are? How your heart is broken because you're missing your fiance. It's giving, I don't care about that. That's what it's giving. Allegedly. Everything's all alleged in Miss Knockout's life. It's giving, I don't give a FCs. Right? If it's given, I don't give a FCs, and put a yes in the comments. Yes or no. Because that's what it's given to me. If I had a significant other and anything of this magnitude happened to them, if I do go on social media, look at all the yeses in the comments. If I do go on social media, I'm going to express how heartbroken I am, or I'm going to be too broken to go on social media to say anything. Everybody keep sharing the live. Keep tapping the screen. We got 51 people in the room. Share it to 10 to 15 people and blessify Miss Knockout so she won't be broke-ified. All right? Let's put the handheld, the gift gallery. So, now this isn't some like random tragedy. It's like a real people viral story, a mix with influencer glamour, because she was a glamorous influencer. Pictures were picture perfect. Whoever was editing and the way she staged her pictures were, she was good at it. Right? He got big money. He's running his crypto agencies and investor. They're an interracial couple. And word on the curb, now we're going to throw in a couple of twists and turns as we go along, is that at one point on her social media, she went to talking about why she doesn't date Black people. Did anybody else hear about that? Now, there's two sides to a story, and then there's the truth. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you. There's always two sides to the story. As the story unfolds, we might find out that she ain't no angel either. Now, I watched a couple of tough posts with her talking, and she looked like a very spicy girl. Anybody else watch a couple of posts with her talking? She looks like a very spicy girl. Hey, Charlene. Looking like Shaka Khan. Can y'all hear me good over here? I'm looking like Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan, can he rock it? Can he rock it, Shaka Khan? Shaka Khan's spicy too, honey. I like me some spicy Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan tell you what it is, what it ain't, what it won't be, what it will be, and what it might not be, and never be, and never was. Okay. So, okay, good. Everybody, we are on all platforms. Watch it too. You can watch all of this back. If you missed anything, you're just coming in, you can watch all of this back. Right now, we're talking about Ashlee Janea and her fiance, Joe McCann, went over there to Tanzania, specifically Zanzibar, on her birthday trip. And all of a sudden, she's unalive. And we're trying to get to the bottom of this, and we're trying to figure what happened. And now the world is trying to figure what happened with Ashlee Janea. So what I'm doing, I'm taking you through all the ins and the outs on each of their sides. We're going to go into her side too, because stuff is coming out about her that's questionable, and stuff is coming out about him that's questionable. What's up, Miss D? So we're going to mix it all up in the pot, baby. Everybody gets a fair one over here. We ain't one-sided by no course. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly with her and with him, because she wasn't an angel. I watched her talk in several videos. She is very spicy. She talk like she definitely from the hood. Anybody else watch her talk? She talk like she ain't nothing. She talk like she's the snap back, get back girl. You say something to her, she like, what? What? She one of them. She ain't no quiet meek. Ooh, oh, sweet. No. She was a spicy one, that one. Zanzibar is where all the, go. Like Dubai and, okay. All right, Snowflake. That's word on the curb, Snow. Word on the curb, and everything in Miss Knockout's live is all alleged, is that they brought up the E to the Scortsy word up on her. And some people are saying that now. If you are E to the Scortsy, I don't care how much you keep it a secret, there's going to be other girls or men that's going to know that you are E to the Scortsy. And if she is really an E to the Scortsy, read between the lines, you know, the word that probably none of them like, somebody's going to tell it, because when you're an E to the Scortsy, you don't just date just one man. You date different men at some point. And I feel like if she was a E to the Scortsy, in which we don't know, but that's what they saying out in these streets, I feel like somebody else would tell it. Somebody else would have had an experience with her. Somebody else would have went on a date with her. Now, is it given a young woman that want to be with a man with a lot, that's balling? It is very much so given that. All right. What's up, Just Jean? Welcome in. What's up, Boogie Santana? Everybody come on in. So Snow said Zanzibar is where it go. Ooh, let me pin Snow's comment up, because we're gonna get to that too. Like I said, it's given that she ain't no angel either. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Okay? So they say she was an infectious and uplifted influencer who documented her soft life, luxury travels. Thank you for the orange heart. Thank you. Life in with Cat. Thank you, Cat. We're talking about Ashlee Janea. Come on in. Right? She talked about her exotic getaways. Her last post before the trip ended, and her last post was posted up to the moment. She had these stage pictures. She had the proposal picture up there. She had a feeding the giraffe, the birthday pictures, and family and friends describe her of a beacon of light. Now, Joe McCann, the fiance who she was engaged to, Joe McCann wasn't just a random guy. He was a heavyweight in the crypto finance world. He was founder and CEO and CIO of Asymmetric Financial. Asymmetric Financial, sometimes referred to as asymmetric information in older times, and going back in older days. All right. And it's a Miami-based hedge fund VC firm laser focused on digital assets, early stage crypto investments, quantitative trading, risk management tools, backed by absolute titans Mark Anderson, Chris Dixon from A16Z, Circle Inc., Solana founders, Multicoin, Coin Fund, and the kind of cred that screams institutional money. So he's backed by some big people. Once named the Liquid Alpha Fund, the number one performing hedge fund globally out of thousands, Joe has 24 plus years of Wall Street to Silicon Valley experience. So he was a very experienced, very established, very much making that bread out here in these crypto and investment streets. Senior director at Microsoft, head of quant trading at Passport Capital, even founded Node Source, enterprise software. He's a conference regular, a loud voice on macro trends, Solana, FTX fallout wins. The guy who turned market chaos into alpha. His relationship with Ashlee Janea, Ashlee, we'll call her, spans from about 1 to 1.5 years. The public IG romance surfaced around February in a post called Beads and Fields. And softly in December, What Does Love Feel Like? Carousel. And they seem solid along this trip, but online gossip calls out some alleged jealousy on who end, I don't know, but I got a feeling it's going to come out. So they go on this trip, but there's talks from the help and from the establishment that these two had some words and had to be separated and put in separate rooms during the trip. And allegedly that the establishment feared for Ashlee's safety. So they put her in a separate room. She asked the guy to come back in 15 minutes, but he didn't come back in 15 minutes because he probably went along his job. What's up, Heidi Z, boss? Hey, Heidi. Come on in. We're talking about Ashlee Janea, who went on a trip to Zanzibar, aka Tanzania, Zanzibar, on a safari experience, and was unalived and lost her life, and everybody's trying to put the puzzle together. Thank you, Heidi Z. Thank you. Right, this is my knockout coming with the heat here, Heidi. It's my knockout coming with the heat here. Good morning. Everybody say hi to Heidi. Thank you so much, Heidi. Hey. So early April 2026, the couple arrives in Zanzibar for Ashlee's 31st birthday. April 4th, Joe drops to one knee and he proposed to her in the safari. They document that. The proposal video goes up on her IG. She's glowing in front of the live wife. It's a beautiful moment. April 5th, her birthday celebrations, feeding the giraffe. Hours before death, unalivement, April 8th through the 9th. Right? So, initially, the local police, North Guja Regional Commander, Sioux City, okay, we're changing that word around. Know what the word is. We can't say it on here. So when I say Sioux City, you know what that is. That's the word where people may unalive themselves. Sioux City, all right? Stay with the class. So initial reports say that she was found by Sioux City hangifying after she was found. And it was said that she was found by the establishment help, in which when they opened the door, she allegedly fell from wherever she was hangifying from. Which leads me to another question. If she, okay, so they're saying it's Sioux City. But let's say, because we don't know, but let's just say for example purposes, that it wasn't Sioux City. But how would they then prop her up to the door and get out the room at the same time? You can't prop somebody up at the door and get out the room at the same time because they're not going to stay up there. So did they prop her up on wherever she was at and then climb out the window? Now that's not far-fetched because the giraffes stick their head in the window. So the windows are obtainable because we see many videos where the giraffes just poking their head in the window. So the first report, the first report was that, and it came out that said that it was Sioux City by hangation, right? Then there was reports that came out that they had a fight going back and forth with each other, right? But alleged leaked documents shared by friend Savannah Britt, PR executive, VIA, ABC News, tell a different story. The first report, an unidentified mark around the neck. According to the husband, he found her hangifying herself on a door. That's what the fiance, aka Joe, says. Question marks on that. The second thing that came out from the hospital, the immediate cause, cerebral hypoxia by alleged, and everything's alleged in Miss Knockout's live, strangulation by suffocation, body night pale, jaundice from other wounds. Now let's read that again because this is important. The second hospital report says immediate cause is cerebral, cerebral, hypoxia by strangulation and suffocation. Now, if somebody committed suicide, how could they get strangulified at the same time? Is that possible? Yes or no in the comments. How could you get strangulified and commit suicide at the same time? Because if you're hanging from a door, the people who examine you will be able to tell that because they see this a lot of times. And they see people getting strangulized a lot of times. So the family says she would never commit suicide. The family says it doesn't look right. All right, hold on. Hold up, y'all. They asked me to verify myself. The family says that she would never commit suicide. It doesn't look right. They're demanding the hotel surveillance to timeline everything. That's right. Pull all of those cameras, because I know they got cameras there. They got cameras everywhere. I know they got cameras there. Even though it's based on wildlife, it still looks like, people pay a nice little penny to go there. Thank you, Heidi. So they got some change. They got cameras. The family wants the surveillance cameras pulled on the timeline on everything. They're working with the embassy, and they're heading to Zanzibar. So the family created a GoFundMe to fund their trip to Zanzibar. But they're getting pushback from people, and the people are saying, and this is the words of Nair, is the words of reports, not the words of Miss Knockout. Miss Knockout's just bringing you the heat, baby. She just bringing you the report. So this is not the thoughts and the views of Miss Knockouts. These are the thoughts and the views of the facts that I'm finding. The family does not believe what they said happened. They believe that something else happened, and they are very suspicious. So they want to get and pack up and get on planes, and they want to go out there. And plus they got to bring that body back, and that's going to cost a little penny. Now, it's said that Joe is held, he's being held for questioning. We're going to go into that. I'm sure we have more updates on that. But the last that I heard is that Joe is held in custody. And reading through all these reports, and I spent, after I got off a set late last night, but I stayed up and did a lot of research. And there's a lot of questionable things in this case in which he needs to be held and questioned. And if I was doing an investigation, it would be even more. But we don't know. And everything's all alleged. And the man is innocent until proven guilty. But there's a lot of holes in this situation, in which we will see as we go along. Now, we got 82 people in the room. I want you to blessify Miss Knockout so she won't be brokified. I want you to share-ify this. I want you to tap that screen, and I want you to put hashtags in the comments. Let's get the word out. And you can watch this all back on all the platforms, the Y to the Tubesies, Face to the Booksies, the Xies, the Twitchies, and all of those platforms, even link to them. You watch the whole thing back. If you're just coming in, we're talking about Ashlee Janea and Joe McCann case. And it's getting thick. It's getting real thick. The air's getting thick on it. Thank you so much for the heart, Ann. Thank you. Hey, Charlene. Thank you, Zoe Ann. So the family is very suspicious. They're saying she would never commit suicide. They're demanding all the footage from the hotel. And they're working with the U.S. Embassy. And their plans are to head to Zanzibar to see what the heck is going on in them Zanzibar streets. And I don't blame them. If that was your family, you would be doing the same thing, wouldn't you? Right? So the autopsy is still pending, but we might have, I think I have an update on autopsy, but we start from the beginning because a lot of people don't know from this case. So that's why we're going through. We're taking you through there. All right? So the probe is still an active investigation with homicide angles swirling. So Joe allegedly is being held. His passport was confiscated. Why was his passport confiscated? Because you ain't going nowhere until we figure out what we need to figure out, sir. So give us your passport. Because, see, one of my other theories is that some people in their mind, and we ain't told, let's talk in general now because everything's all alleged, and we all trying to figure out which way this is going. But I'm just saying, sometimes people get that thought that they could take you to another country, which is out of the U.S. jurisdiction, and it'll be more harder for them to figure stuff out. Thank you, Keys. Thank you. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. We're talking about Ashlee Janea case and Joe McCann. Some people are really like, remember, this man is smart. Some people might feel, if I take this person to another country, it's easier for me to unalive, allegedly, I'm just hypothetically speaking, not saying he did this, because it's not the USA's jurisdiction to investigate this specifically. So there probably will be some problems with connecting the dots all the way from over here to over there. But I feel like where there's a will, there's a way. And I feel like the USA will work with Tanzania, in which there's some reports of Tanzania not really, their investigations not really being on the uppity up. I don't know. I haven't really looked that far into it. Okay, what's up, Shaniqua? You calling me Shaniqua? Well, I'll be Shaniqua, Beniqua, and Fana Rika. But we got almost 80 people watching, and everybody tap that screen, share the live, and everybody blessify Miss Shaniqua so she won't be brokified. And let's show him who Shaniqua really is. Because I'll be a Shaniqua, and your Beniqua, and your Fana Rika, okay? Play with me. Who you calling Shaniqua? Now, I got a friend with Shaniqua. I think that's a beautiful name. But you ain't going to play in my face. Who are you calling Shaniqua? Hey, Slay. Huh? We in here talking about a serious story, and you in here calling people Shaniqua. Go and eat your cheese and eggs and leave me alone. Okay? We taking care of business in here. Everybody tapify, everybody share-ify, everybody put hashtags in the comments. Because Shaniqua got all the hot topics in the news, and we got almost 80 people watching and counting. Hey, Shaniqua! So let's get back to the story. So the family is not buying what they're selling. And they said they're going to hightail it over. Thank you, May Bakes. Thank you, May. To Zanzibar, Tanzania, to see what's happening in these Tanzanian streets, because they ain't buying what they selling. They said their daughter would never commit suicide. Thank you, LA Lisa. Now, they put a GoFundMe. How much they want to, who knows how much they're going to want to raise for the GoFundMe? I think, is it 50,000? But they're getting a little bit of push factor on the people. And I'll tell you what the pushback is. Me, I don't care about this. This is all reporting. So, this, not, these ain't the views of Miss Knockout. All right? Thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much, sweetie. So, the people are giving them pushback because they're saying, your daughter was dating some rich crypto guy. Why don't you get him to pay for your trip and the funeral and whatever? Shouldn't he want to find out why his fiance is going to and pull the cameras in? Well, where's Joe at? Where is Joe? Joe is being detained with his passport probably going like this, because he can't get on Twitter and talk about AI and his new business ventures. Because that's what he was talking about when his fiance allegedly was sitting cold in the doggone freezer somewhere with a tag on their toe. He decided to go on the X or wherever he was at and talk about his ventures and AI and his next move with bop, 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 bop. So Joe is, I would say, probably not interested in seeing to you getting over there and funding the money. And also, here's the thing. Joe probably spoke to his lawyers already. Joe spoke to his lawyers, and what does his lawyers tell him? What do you think that his lawyers tell him, y'all? What do you think that Joe's lawyers told him? Joe's lawyers told him, shut the F up. Don't you say a word. Hush, little lamb. Don't say a word. Because any word that Joe says will be held against him. Every single word. If Joe calls Bobo up and he farts, they're going to use that in court. They're going to say, we remember you called you called Bobo on April 16th, and let's play that doggone message, and you said, didn't you? So Joe can't say nothing to nobody. Now, on the other hand, do I think that Joe, besides all that, Joe don't want to say nothing to nobody. Joe could have been saying something. I'm sure before he contacted that lawyer was those 11 hours when he didn't say nothing to nobody about that woman having a Houston, we got a problem. Joe don't want to talk to nobody. Joe knows exactly what happened on that trip. That's my theory. One of my first theories is Joe McCann knows exactly what happened on that trip. Knockout, who were those men in the pictures of her with the giraffe? Well, I talked about that a little early, Cicely, but I'm glad you brought it back up. Now, I seen that. It was a blogger saying, who are these two men glaring at her? But my theory is, Cicely, my theory is they wasn't glaring at her. They were glaring and watching the animals. Because when you're on those safari trips, you got to remember one thing. Those are still wild animals. I don't care how you train them. I don't care how you give them treats. I don't care how cute they look with their long necks. They're still wild animals. And they have to have people out there watching them and watching you and watching your movements. They coach them on what to do and what not to do, what moves to make, what sudden moves not to make. And they have people there watching the animals and them to make sure the animal doesn't have a doggone thought that, oh, I'm a wild animal, and boom, have an animal flashback. And I feel like those two men that were standing there watching her weren't really watching her. They were watching the animals and her to make sure that they're safe. That's my theory. I don't feel like they were watching her, like glaring at her, like, we're going to unalive you soon, lady. No. I feel like those were the workers watching the animals and her for their safety. But you put that picture on the internet, you know what I'm saying? If we sit in a room and Bobo gets up and he slaps the crap out of a Cece, by the time Bobo walks out the room, that story you have 20 different ways that it happened. Oh, Bobo picked the chair up and threw the chair up in the air, and then he slapped her in the face. It'll have 20 different ways of the story where it could go. And that's how the internet is. You put one picture up and everybody starts making their stories. But that's just my theory. My theory is they weren't really watching her. They were watching for the animals to make sure they're safe. Make sure the giraffe doesn't remember that he's a giraffe with a long neck and big teeth, and I could just snap this girl's head off with one chomp. I feel like that's why they were watching. But the internet got them gazing at her like they're making plans to unalive her. And this might be two innocent people that just work there. The internet is a game. It's a dangerous game, y'all. It's a dangerous game. So let's get back to it. So the family put up this GoFundMe, and people are ripping them a new one because they're saying, your daughter was dating this rich man. He got all his money. How come he can't pay for your trip to there and to get the footage or whatever? Joe don't want it. The last thing Joe wants them to get is that footage. I just got a feeling. I got a feeling that the last thing that Joe wants is for anybody to get a hold of that footage Now the family needs to get an independent autopsy. They need to get their own autopsy. Right? Why? Because you can't trust nobody these days. You can't trust nobody. Hold on, y'all. Hold up, y'all. My phone is overheating. Hold up. So you can't trust anybody these days, right? So it's better to hire your own independent autopsy, your own independent. Well, I gotta figure out how to cut this thing on now. I forgot how to cut it on. And they will have to, do their own autopsy. Right? I forgot how to cut this on, y'all. Oh, it stopped blinking. So yeah, I gotta let this cool down a little bit, y'all. It gotta cool down a little bit. My phone got a little hot. Oh, it's blinking. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me close some of these windows. Hold on. Let me put on power saving. Hold on. The power saving is on. Is it? Yeah, still blinking. All right, y'all. So everybody come on in. We're talking about Ashlee Renee. So come on in. And we're getting into the thick of things. It's just that this doggone. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. So Joe is somewhere. He's being questioned. We're going to get an update on it soon. All right. I'm trying to get this fan in so I could cool down my phone, y'all. Only thing is I forgot how to cut the fan on, y'all. Anybody? Oh, here it is. Here it is. All right. So, hold up, y'all. All right. So look like it's cooling off. So Joe is somewhere where A, his lawyers probably told him, don't talk. And B, I don't think that Joe wants to talk because once Joe starts talking, everything that Joe says can be held against him. Right? So, hold on now. So the family's getting backlash because they started a GoFundMe. So let's ask the audience real quick. Do you feel like the family should have started GoFundMe? I feel like yes, because they're gonna have to spend mad paper. B, that man Joe is not gonna pay for anybody. You think he's gonna pay for them to come over there and pull the footage and the cameras? He want them cameras to stay right where they at, believe me. All right. So let's get ready to go through a couple of things. All right, let's go through this report that's going to chronicle a lot of. I want to go through Joe McCann's background, and I want you to really see where he came from, and then we're going to go through her background, and we're going to see where she came from. All right.
In fact, many.
Hold on. All right, so let's get into this.
Battery 90%. Connected to Miss Knockout Fire tablet. Miss Knockout Fire tablet disconnected. Ready to connect.
Hold on.
Battery 90%. Connected to Miss Knockout Fire tablet. Miss Knockout Fire tablet disconnected. Ready to connect.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, so we're gonna go through this. I'm trying to get it on the speaker.
Battery 90%.
Everybody, come on. Oh, you think he been there before? Well, they're saying that, you know, he might have had some more hers over there, you know what I'm saying? But we don't know about that.
Battery 90%.
Hold on, this disconnected from the Bluetooth. All right, let me reconnect this to the Bluetooth. Hold on, y'all. I thought this was connected. But we gotta make sure. All right, we might lose some people, but hey, I gotta make sure this is connected. All right. Okay, let's connect it.
Battery 90%.
Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Battery 90%.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, hold on, hold on. All right, so we're trying to connect it to the Bluetooth, y'all. Hold on. Trying to connect it to the Bluetooth. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. All right, y'all. Let's see.
Battery 90%. Miss Knockout Fire tablet disconnected. Ready to connect.
All right, so this thing I want to connect. All right, so we was gonna go through this, but
Battery 90%.
we gotta get the Bluetooth
Miss
connected.
Knockout Fire tablet disconnected.
Everybody,
Ready
come
to
on in.
connect.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know how this thing became disconnected, y'all. But if I play it the
Battery
regular way, you're
90%.
not gonna hear it.
Connected to Miss Knockout Fire tablet disconnected. Connected to MICLLEBRACY.
All right, y'all. Hold on. All right, so while to the
Battery-
Bluetooth, we're gonna keep going with this.
Battery
story.
90%. Connected to HY300
Okay, there it is.
Pro.
Finally.
MICH.
Oh well, oh well, oh well. All right, so now let's get into this. So we're gonna go into a little bit of the background of Joe McCann, right? And the reason why I want to go into this background is because I want you to see who he really was before we move on to the other parts of this story. All right, hold on. Hold on, y'all. All right.
Settle check completely changed my life. And it
It's
came
the
from a car
virtuals.
accident
Everybody
I
come on
almost
in.
forgot about.
Everybody Tapify,
I'm
everybody
honestly shaking as I
share-ify.
record this. I never imagined something this big could come
Everybody
from
like
an
a
accident
five.
that felt so small at the time.
So we're gonna go through
If
this.
you've been in
So let's pay attention. Let's listen.
In fact, many of these beautiful black
Start
women
from the
are
beginning.
even taking care of some of these white men. And that's really unfortunate.
What's he talking about? Okay, let's
In
listen.
2026, it isn't uncommon to see black women dating white men that make less money than them. In fact, many of these beautiful black women are even taking care of some of these white men. And that's really unfortunate, but that's not all black women, especially if you're beautiful like Ashlee Janea. By the time November 2025 came about, Ashlee Janea was not dating just any white guy. She was dating a white guy that was really balling, and his name was Joe McCann. You see, anybody can fake it on YouTube or fake it on social media, but not Joe McCann. Joe McCann is the CEO of Asymmetric. Asymmetric is a company that has a dual vehicle structure. Number one, it operates as a venture capital fund, meaning that it invests in web fintech startups. But the second component of this company is that it's a liquid alpha fund, meaning that it trades and invests in cryptocurrencies. This made Asymmetric a really successful company, especially to investors. With a founder like Joe McCann, people are not just investing in Asymmetric, they're investing in you. Just like Elon Musk, whenever he comes up with a new company, people are not looking to invest in his new company. We're looking to invest in Elon Musk because we know that Elon Musk will make it happen. And in 2024, Asymmetric was doing this.
This guy is a finance expert who runs the best performing hedge fund in the world over the last year and generated millions in crypto. So I asked him, what's wrong with the get rich quick stories we keep seeing? And here's what he said.
People want the easy button. So they search the internet and go, how do I become a crypto trader? That's awesome, but that's not actually going to make you a really good trader. And so the media also loves to highlight these types of things. So if somebody's like, meet the kid who put $800 into WIP and made $2 million, that's a lottery ticket.
Joe McCann was running one of the best crypto funds on planet Earth for 2025. He was investing in coins such as Solana and Bitcoin, and he was on top of his game. And when you're on top of your game in the investing world, you get into more doors, you get into more rooms, and more people want to be a part of what you got, especially the clout. When you're managing people's money, let's say, for example, if you have like $100 million invested, well, if you're managing the fund, you can take 3 to 5% of the fee for yourself. And that is a lot of money. Now, Joe McCann was a guy who majored in philosophy at Portland State, and he pretty much taught himself all of this stuff. So to go from a philosophy major to making $5 million a year at least is something incredible. So Ashlee Janea had the right guy, or did she? Now, again, it's still 2025, and Joe McCann is with this much younger, beautiful black woman going all across the world. They're in the United States, they're in Mexico, they're everywhere. But there's just a problem. Joe's company, Asymmetric, is not doing well. You see, 2024...
Okay, so I'm playing this for a reason. I want you to pay really close attention to this, all right? He's at the top of the world. He's getting all the accolades. Everybody's doing interviews and argue with him. But look what he's saying now. Market shifts, just like YouTube or the clock. Things worked on it last year, ain't working on the clock this year. You got to do it another way. That's the same thing in the way the market is. Things might not be working and getting you to the money like it was last year. You got to do stuff a different way. Right? Let's listen.
Was different, but 2025, parts of the cryptocurrency market were crashing, especially the coin Solana. And he went from making a bunch of profits to losing almost $100 million. He would appear on this podcast called Kyle Chassis Crypto and talk about the mistakes he made with his portfolio for his clients.
2025, every single narrative failed for Bitcoin. And I got caught up in that. I think a lot of fund managers got caught up in that. And a lot of just retail investors got caught up in that. And the narratives that had worked prior to Bitcoin just flat out didn't work.
Well, wait, there's more.
And that was 2025 for Bitcoin. So I look at it like this asset and the asset class is now mature enough where I don't want to say it's boring, but the narratives that pushed the price of Bitcoin previously just don't work anymore.
He can't really tell the entire story, but what he's talking about is, listen, I made the same mistake that many other fund managers did, and we messed up. We lost a lot of money. The stuff that worked last year in 2024 simply did not work this year. Basically, what he did was he misread the maturity of the market.
Ain't that just what I just said? Like that with that crypto market, with any kind of market. You know what I'm saying? That AI might not be next year what AI was this year. What you made money with AI this year, you might not make money with next year. Right? But when you're dating somebody, right, they know what you do or whatever, but they ain't all probably in the business like that. All they want, or all she want to know is like, when we going to the Louis store. Let's continue to listen, child. This is getting good.
Led him to being caught off sides and suffering the major losses his fund experienced. And his fund lost a lot of money, a whopping $100 million.
Wow.
Joe McCann
$100 million
was broke.
Wow.
Damn.
Now imagine this video was just less than 3 weeks ago. Joe has saw that his fund had 80% wipeout
Now, you see what
year
they
to
said?
date, which is
How did they
terrible.
meet?
This is typically a terminal event.
That's a good question. How they meet? I'm gonna research that. I'm gonna research that, DD, and I'm gonna tell you how they meet. But let's listen to this. But that's a good question that DD asks. DD asks, how did they meet? I'm gonna find out for you right now, DD. All right. Let's continue to listen.
For any fund manager's reputation, he had a plan. He was about to pivot into a massive new project called Accelerate. This is another altcoin or cryptocurrency coin treasury company that he was trying to raise $1.51 million to move away from this failing hedge fund. By late 2025, that deal was canceled from institutional investors because they backed out because of the performance and red flags surrounding asymmetric losses. Remember, Iggy Azalea came on Ashlee Janea's post and she was commenting RIP. Now, the same...
Now, I know y'all saying, how did Iggy Azalea get in this? You know what I'm saying? Well, the celebrities know people. Everybody, once they get on that level, everybody knows everybody. Now, listen to what Iggy Azalea said about him. Listen to what
Iggy Azalea, the singer, even came and said this. He was discovered to have questionable business practices, and everyone that I know stopped doing business with him in 2024. People had questions about how he ran his company symmetric. Woo! Let's fast forward. Now it's April 2026, but Joe McCann is pretty much broke. His fund is losing a lot of money, and this chick Ashlee Janea is bragging about this white guy who was on top of the world in 2024, but in 2025 he doesn't have a whole lot of money. But the guy is spending a lot of money. But why is he spending so much money on Ashlee Janea taking these trips when he really doesn't have it?
With demands.
New Dove Men Plus Care Hair Care strengthens your hair's natural for stronger, fuller looking hair.
All right, y'all.
We have everything you need to unlock your best workout for
everybody
1 cent down.
continue to top
So
fire,
you can
everybody
give
continue
everything you've
to
got
share
to get
fire.
stronger with free
Let's
fitness
get
training and
commercial.
Planet Fitness. Join for 1 cent
on
down,
in.
$15 a month.
We'll talk
No
about
commitment.
Ashlee
Deal
Janea.
extended to April 16th.
So you see that? So his company was doing good.
Your beloved pet is suddenly
But
missing. Luckily,
as of
you have
lately,
Google Fi
the
Wireless,
company is not
letting
doing
you
it.
chase down leads without losing focus
And I can
or
see
connectivity. And
on
in the
a
end,
a
you
relationship
saying,
that has a lot of money in it like that, right? The moment you say, "Oh man, we might not be able to afford that Gucci bag," oh, I can see it. It's coming. It's coming. You know. So what was these arguments about? That's what we want to know.
Joe
Let's
McCann
listen.
had to keep being the man. He had to look like he still had money.
Okay, so let's go back a little bit.
People were not investing
Because the
in
commercials messed us
asymmetric
up.
or accelerate.
Let's go back a little bit. So what he's going to go into, and which I said also, right, is that even though you lost money and your company's not good and doing good and you're going broke and you're in loss of $100 million, this girl still wants her Gucci bag. She want her Louis bag. She want her trips. She doing her Instagram lives on the trips. She looking fly. Her hair's done. Like, that needs to continue, I would think. Like, once you got somebody accustomed to that lifestyle, you're going to have a hard time, like, not doing that lifestyle. Right? Thank you, Deshaun. But let's listen.
Janea taking these trips when he really doesn't have it. Well, Joe McCann had to keep being the man. He had to look like he still had money. Because remember, people were not investing in asymmetric or accelerate. They're investing into him. So if he stops looking like a winner, then investors panic and then they pull out their money and then the fund goes down even more. He also needed to leverage for the next pivot. And having a beautiful young lady like Ashlee Janea was the issue. He needed to maintain social capital with Ashlee. Now, he may not have loved Ashlee. And
he had to maintain, even though he was losing his money with his business. I would imagine that this girl looked like the type where she ain't trying to hear none of that. You ever heard her talk in a video? She sound like she ain't having none of it. Hey, Terrence, thank you. So you got to maintain that lifestyle. You got to maintain balling, jet setting, here, out to eat. That stuff is expensive. Dating is expensive, even for a regular guy. Ask any guy out here. How much money do you have to go on a date? All my guys in the comments right now. How much? Hey, Hancock. Hancock said, yummy. What's yummy, Hancock? How much money on average do you have to go on a date? $1,000? Who was you dating, Hancock? Who was you dating? Hancock, who is you dating? 150. Okay, Robbie know how to make it work. Robbie, where you take him to? The Outback Steakhouse? Maybe a movie and a dinner? I one guy used to date movie and a dinner, movie and dinner, movie and a dinner. Movie and IHOP, specifically. Movie and IHOP. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hancock said 1,000. Tracy said 150 to 300. Okay. Yeah, I could see it leaning to like the 200-300 mark. You go out, you get some food. She picking out all expensive stuff on the menu. You looking at her like, get your eyes off that steak, girl. But Joe McCann had to keep up this lifestyle with her. Allegedly, they said that he goes both. It's all coming out, Dee. He was just using women to cover up. It's all coming. Ain't it all coming out, Dee? Ain't it all coming out? It's all coming out. I didn't even get to the good stuff yet. I didn't even get to the good stuff. It is all coming out. They say he had hers over there, or maybe hims. We don't know. Which way is the pendulum swinging this? I don't know. Okay, a few drinks at the nightclub and you be broke with 3 bills in your pocket. I know, see, Matt. When I go out to a club right now, I could spend $100 easy sitting there at the bar getting drink after drink. Drinks in New York is like about $15. I looked up, it was $20. Drinks are expensive. All the Miami men have been getting in trouble lately, all the influencers. So you saying, so Slurry, you saying that all the Miami men have been getting in trouble with influencers? Yeah, maybe we got to look into that. Maybe that's a story, Slurry. Maybe that's a story. All right, Hancock said, I'll be right back. You get ready to go get us something out the fridge. Right? $100 easy sitting there. Give me a drink. Give me a drink. You do that 10 times. If you ask for a drink 10 times in a club, that's about $100. So imagine how much this man had to still spend on her, even though his business was failing. Now, does a woman or a man, because it goes both ways, is the men out here that get with women with money. Okay, where's all my men out here that's gotten with a woman with money before? Where are all my men out there that has gotten with a woman for money before? Where are you? Show your face right now. Show your face right now. If you came out the slammer and you said, I found me this girl and she got her own place and a hot meal and she been putting money on my books. I said, let me just go and stay with her, like make stuff easier. She going to work every day. She paying all the bills. Then the next thing you know, you washing the dishes. Okay, they also said that he was trying to get rid of her, but it was hard. Of course it was hard, Dee Dee. We're going to go through all of that. Look, Dee Dee got all the facts. Dee Dee, I'm ready for you to come up here. I'm ready for you to come up here. Who else knows some more twists and turns? Hey, we can have some spoiler alerts. I got a lot of spoiler alerts. We got more spoiler alerts to come, Dee Dee. But all you saying, I don't put it past near one of them. I don't put it past near one of them. Okay? So everybody come on in. We're talking about Ashlee Janea and Joe McCann. We're going through his background now with his company and how his company was thriving, and now towards the end it was failing, right? And I can see what y'all are saying. All of that you're saying, I can see it. All of that you're saying. Why? Because what happens, right? When you open your door, right? And you see a nice little kitty cat there, right? And you run to the refrigerator and you get a bowl of milk. And then your friend goes, don't you get that bowl of milk until that cat knock out, because that cat is going to keep coming back here every day. You ain't going to be able to get rid of that cat knockout. And I go, oh, hush, let me just give her that bowl of milk. And I sit the bowl of milk down. It's cold and tasty. And then the next thing I know, every time I open that damn door, that cat is sitting there looking at me like this. I want some milk. Every doggone day. So you introduce her to a lifestyle, right, that she's accustomed to. She's jet setting, traveling the world, showing it off on social media, getting paid for that. She's a pretty girl. They said she was in every video you could think of. They said she's in everybody's video, but we ain't even, there's so much stuff we didn't even get to. We probably ain't even going to finish this today. It's so much stuff. This case alone is just so much. We can't even get to the warification. And that fool, we can't even get to him today. He's doing all kinds of stuff. He got everything but the kitchen sink going on over there. But we got to talk about her. Ashlee Janea. Now, I ain't surprised at none of that. If he was playing for the other team, hey, this is the world we live in. When you meet a guy, what are you going to do? Are you going to give him a test? You ain't going to, it's no way. There's no way of knowing what team a guy plays for until you F around and find out. There's no way of knowing. You don't know. Right? So, in this day and age, if he's playing for the other team, then, hey, I could believe it. I could believe it. We're waiting to see what this argument was about. Like a fly on the wall. We want to know what this argument was about. They said that they got into an argument because she found something in his phone. Of course she found something in his phone. He probably got a lot of things in his phone. He was the CEO, #1 cryptocurrency, doing all the interviews, making all the money, doing all these conferences. Of course he had the hers in his phone. You think he didn't have some hers in every area code? She probably was just one area code that he could not get rid of. She was that one area code that he couldn't get rid of. Gotta keep on spending, buddy. Gotta pay like you weigh. Well, huh? She looked like you gotta pay like you weigh, and if the money ain't coming, neither is your beefcake. If the money don't come, your beefcake don't come. So what do you want to do, Mr. Sir? Gorgeous. Look how gorgeous she is. Look how gorgeous she is. Be honest. Would you see a man that looks like him with a girl that looks like that? When I seen them together the first time I looked at the story, I said, this is a mismatch. This is a mismatch made from, I don't know, heaven or hell. I don't know. Pick one. From the looks of it now, it looks like it's a match from hell. Super suspicious. Yeah, super suspicious. Right? Let's listen.
We're going to find out that he didn't. But this is what he was doing. His brand was built on being the wealthy benefactor fiance. That's what he was doing. But then here is the terrible part. Bill McCann and Ashlee Janea got to Tanzania around April 4th, at least from what I seen. Okay. She posted on April 5th. That's the last time we heard from her. We didn't hear from her on April 6th, April 7th, April 8th, April 9th, April 10th, April 11th, April the 12th. But we do see that while this girl is missing and most likely dead, what do we see Joe McCann doing?
What?
Yeah, Joe McCann is literally on X trying to find new people to invest into his stuff. Not worried about his deceased fiance or girlfriend.
So you got your fiance, girlfriend, side chick. I don't know what to call it at this point because there's so many stories coming out. But the point is, you got somebody who's unalived on your watch. And what do? You open up the X's and you're up there posting about your business. Who cares about your business? We want to know what happened to that girl. So this is another red flag. And the family's watching all these red flags go on. They're watching everything just like we watching everything. They're probably watching me right now. Wouldn't you be so sad that you can't lift your head off the pillow, let alone get on here and talk about your business? That's narcissistic behavior. Yeah, very much so, L.A. Lisa. Very much so. Hey, Wanda. That's very much so narcissistic behavior. Let's listen.
Look at this. April the 7th. We most likely believe that she's dead. He says this. The top 30 most in-demand startup secondary shares in Q1 2026. No surprise, AI and defense techs are at the top of the list. Interesting. He's not talking about his girlfriend at all, is he? Another success story from a normie. I mean, this is another post on April the 8th. Again, nobody knows from his girlfriend. He hasn't reported her murder yet. He is posting about the murder. April 6th, narrative violation. Remember, she doesn't post on April 6th. Nobody's heard from her, but he's posting online. Look at this. Okay, hear me out. Let's divide a country where one half is socialist and the other half is capitalist. Although we don't know where the full half of his black girlfriend is. And we hear this.
So this is all the stuff that he's posting, right? And meanwhile, nobody knows that this is happening because he's not reaching out to nobody. He's sitting there on the X's, right? What's up, Slave Braids? Hey, what's up, everybody? Everybody keep getting your orange heart. Everybody keep tapifying. Put some hashtags in the comments. And everybody blessify Miss Knockout so she won't be brokified. All right? We still here kicking it like Bruce Lee. So everybody come on in, right? Happy Junior Friday to you. Junior Friday is the Thursday before the Friday. So everybody come on in. So he took all these days, posting all these things, besides calling the authorities, calling the families. That's another red flag. Red mother hubbing flag. Let's listen.
The word expert in media has come to mean pundit with Davos liberal talking points. Bullseye, April 6th. Nobody heard from her that day. He reposted, I have never been so bullish on the United States of America. I mean, he's real active. Silicon Valley is long the right tail. Wall Street is long the left tail. Now, imagine this. His fiance is missing or deceased or dead, and Joe McCann doesn't care anything about her. Guys, he's on X talking about cryptocurrencies,
Well, she get ready to
AI,
leave her
and
for
everything
another
else.
baller and find
Completely
out
not
that
caring about this young lady at all. But then people started coming onto his post on X after he shut down his Instagram accounts. What are they saying? Please, can we know exactly what happened, Mr. Man? Woo! Your wife
So
just...
he's posting all this stuff on the XCXs, and the people are saying, we want to know what happened. We don't care about all of what you're talking about, sir. We want to know what happened.
died,
What?
and you're on here
should have
talking
known
about
it was
AI
gonna raise
success
a
stories. Oh yeah, you definitely need to be investigated. That's
I think that I think that people like this, they know, right? But at the time, they don't care because, like y'all said, it's narcissistic behavior, right? And number two, when you're thinking these harebrained schemes, right, to get out of stuff or maneuver, you know, a lot of times these people aren't thinking about the consequences, thinking ahead, right? They're not thinking about those consequences. They doing what they doing. Let's listen.
other person goes, you murdered your girlfriend and you're trying to twist it to self-deletion. You're not gonna escape this. And after really doing the research on Joe McCann, I mean, this guy is a complete narcissist or sociopath. He never really cared about this lady in the first place. I don't know, they may have gotten into an argument or gotten into some level of a disagreement, and he took it out on her. I don't know if it was the pressures of losing all that money, but realistically, she was just a means to an end. He most likely deleted her and got rid of her and didn't even care her life. He went on as if nothing had happened. And I want to talk to women in the community that really want to date with men who in places, you know, they have this money. You got to be careful with a lot of these guys, especially, you know, the dudes who say they make money in crypto, they make money in investments, and these guys can offer, you know, these super lavish lives. People who are typically involved in stuff like this typically are involved in things that are very, very dangerous. In order for you to make this kind of money, you can't really care about people. You just can't. You have to really be willing to care about yourself. And typically people who make this kind of money want to offer you lifestyle so fast, especially if you haven't done anything to earn it, it really means that it's dangerous. Like if a guy comes into your life within 6 or 7 months and he's doing all of these crazy, exciting things, ask yourself, do you feel like you're special? A lot of women think that they're special, but you really got to check that. You can't really be accepting stuff from these guys you don't know, especially if these guys are Caucasian. Tariq Nasheed says something that was really important, and I really want to play that right now.
When you're dealing with somebody in an interracial relationship, you're a black person dealing with somebody in the dominant society, and you get to arguing with them. You arguing, you're dealing with a system.
Thank you. You like to hear?
See, your white partner knows exactly what they represent. They know they got a system to back them up, a system that is on code with them. So in a domestic dispute, they will weaponize their racial privilege. They know the authorities in the justice system is designed to protect them and criminalize you and give them a pass. So you put yourself right in the belly of the beast.
See, that's what he's saying is true. What people also know, you know, people like him, they feel like they go somewhere, they do something in another country, right? And then the other country isn't as savvy as us as far as laws or whatever, but they got different laws, and they figure in their mind, they figure that they could get away with this. You're like, thank you, DJ Jones. In his mind, I feel like he felt like he could get away with this in another country. I don't feel like he would have did this in the U.S. Am I right or wrong? What's up, 215? What's up? All right, let's continue. Listen, we're talking about Ashlee Janea, y'all. Let's listen.
Don't think these people don't know that with the white tea men and the white women too. All the white women know this too. They know it. You do not be confused, family.
Frick argues that if a black person is not just arguing with individual partner, but dealing with the system, when you have a conflict with the person with a dominant society, they understand that they represent the system to back them up. Now imagine this man would have never did this in America because he would be caught. But in Tanzania, he felt, listen, I'm a white guy. She's black.
Mr. Sir, you better stop running in my brain. Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that? In some people's brain, they think I'm in another country, right? It's out of the USA, which is out of the USA's jurisdiction. Look what happened to the girl who went to Mexico with those people. They still ain't bring them to justice, did they? They still didn't bring them to justice. Remember the girl who went to Mexico with those people? And she got unalived and we never got a straight answer? Never got a straight answer. And they still haven't gotten a straight answer. They still haven't gotten anything solid from the government. So people know that if you do something to somebody in another country, there's a slim chance, right? Hey, Leslie, right? There's a slim chance that the dots won't connect together. Right? Yes, I remember that. That hurt me badly. Hey, Sammy, it surely did. And they never found out exactly what happened to that girl. Why? Because it was in Mexico. The U.S. is here. Mexico is there. Mexico is another entity that's out of the U.S. jurisdiction. So the U.S. can only do so much. It's the Mexicans that got to go in and pull this and pull that and pull this. And did they? Not too much, did they? We still don't know what happened. Hey, Leslie, thank you, Leslie. Come back. I'm here every day. So I do believe in some people's minds that they believe that I'm in another country and the USA is thank you, Demi. Hey, thank you, Demi. This is my knockout coming with the heat here. This is my knockout coming with the heat here. All right. So, I do believe, allegedly, in some people's minds that they feel like I'm in another country and it's not going to be investigated as easily as it is if I would have did this in the States. But they're working with the embassy, so it might be a chance. Like the USA is on them, the family is on it, right? But the dude is not. I don't believe the dude is entirely broke. I believe that he still got some kind of money. Well, he was wrong. Like he was wrong, right? Because the one reason why he was wrong is because we're in the internet age. In the internet age, you could barely get enough. They digging up all the stuff on this girl too. They digging up all her dirt too. They saying she was the E to the squad. They're saying that she was, going after the men with the money with the men. They're saying that she was in everybody's music video that you could think of. The list was so long. I was like, golly. You mean I seen her in all these videos and didn't even know it? They're saying a lot of stuff, but why? Because the internet era is like the police don't even have to do their thing. The internet is, what's up, D. Berry? Thank you. The internet is always going to do their thing. Even if the police don't do their thing, the internet is going to do their thing. And the internet is doing their thing with this girl. It don't matter if she was an e-worker. It doesn't matter if she was going at the money. That don't matter. What matter is that she was unalived and she did not deserve this. I don't care what she was doing. I don't care what she was doing. She was unalived and she didn't deserve this. And whoever committed said unalivement needs to be punished. And I don't care what either of them were doing. She could be an E-court. She could be the head E-court in the doggone land. what she was doing with her fallopian tubes have nothing to do with us at the end of the day. When we go to the GYN, everybody got separate fallopian tubes. So I don't care about what she was doing with her fallopian tubes. The girls is doing stuff with their fallopian tubes, making money, more money than you, me, and everybody. I just don't have the heart to do it. Be sitting in the doctor biting my nails all the time because I don't know what the doctor's going to come back and tell me. We got to send your doggone fallopian tubes to NASA to figure out what you got. No, I don't like, my heart don't like hearing and playing those games. So it's not for everybody. But if he unalived this girl, if he needs to be punished. And I don't care if he did it on Mars, Pluto, Saturn. They need to bring him right back or put him in jail out there. Now, Mr. Joe, you don't want to be jailed in Tanzania. It sounds like it's just, oh boy, a gag. It sounds like a gag. What's up, Diamond? You do not want to be in jail in another country. You better hope that they bring you back here. Because, honey, you're going to be in there with the lions and the giraffes and everybody going to be in the cell with you. You're going to look up and you're going to see a doggone orangutan sitting right there. Like, yeah, we put everybody in jail. It's one big happy family. You don't want to be in jail over there, Mr. Joe. All right, let's continue to listen.
She's from America. It's going to be easier for me to say that, you know what? I walked in and she hung herself. Well, the chances they could believe it are possibly true. You know, you got an American that died in Tanzania, in East Africa. And to be honest, a lot of people in East Africa favor white people. It's something that could be very believable. And he could walk away with this because he knows he has racial privilege, especially in Africa. And this is what a lot of black women will have to understand when you're dealing with white men. Same thing with black men and white women. They have an advantage over you. They have an advantage over us. We think that it's equal until it's too late. Well, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Get it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Trunk. Thank you for all that you just heard. Wow.
So that was a lot about him, right? So now we're going to go, let's go to a new update that we got in which somebody mentioned in here about him cheating, or who was cheating? We don't know. We don't know. I would assume it would be him because she looked like she was concentrated on getting that money. She don't look like she was concentrated on other beefcakes, but we never know.
I just got $62,000 for my car accident.
You like my hair?
Using nothing but this app on my phone.
If you've never heard of free case eval,
should this be my
we're
stomach
just,
here?
you know, going on stereotypes here. But if you go and you're hearing that there's an argument.
Okay, so let's see. Let's go back. So let's listen to this guy right here. Let's listen.
The police in Zanzibar have been forced to finally do their job and hold Joe McCann accountable. Police are not just questioning Joe, they have held his passport and he is not allowed to leave the country. We have major updates for you in the Ashlee Janea case. We have a new police timeline that is exposing so many new things. We are going to deep dive into who cheated. Was it Ashlee or Joe? We're also going to talk about Joe having a wife and 2 kids. And when we say wife, we're not talking about Ashlee. We're talking about Shay Jackson, rapper Kevin.
Listen, so this dude got a whole nother wife. Thank you for the 70K. Thank you for the 70K, y'all. So this dude got another. I told y'all this is going to be twisting and turning on him. We're going to come right back on it. I ain't going nowhere now. We got a lot to go through. I do got to go. I got to go on set again. But this afternoon, I'm in the last scene of the day. So I got to be there, you know, this evening. But we're going to go through it quite a bit. And then we're going to come back tomorrow. We'll be on here every day. Don't you worry. Okay, I did have to do something a couple of days. I had something to do, but she's back. So did you hear what he said? He said he got a wife and kids besides all this. Talk about the plot thickening. Who heard this before? Did anybody hear this before? Is this new to y'all? He looks like LA Lisa looked like he has a couple of cocktails. Whoa.
Gates is involved in this. Rapper and F model Iggy Azalea is involved.
Well, I know what Iggy Azalea is involved because she spoke out on how friends don't F with the Joe no more because of his business practice. But what Kevin Gates got is what you got? Kevin, how'd you find your way into this? How'd you find your way into this, Kevin Gates? Listen.
In this, and then we're going to talk about the drama surrounding Ashlee Janea's GoFundMe page posted by her father. There is so much going on with this case. My head is spinning. Sit back, relax. I'll tell you everything that you need to know, and then I'll hand it off to y'all, the Out Loud congregation, to tell me what you think in the comment section below. Let's kick things off with the biggest development in this case in the past 24 hours. Joe McCann is being held for questioning by the police department and the officials. Very, very important to note, he has not been arrested and he is not officially a suspect. They are questioning him. Now, what is also very important is even though that he is not a suspect or charged or arrested, they have taken Joe's passport, meaning that he cannot leave the country. And they're doing this as they continue their investigation.
I feel like he was probably already planning his escape, right? The fact that they took his passport is the fact that they really serious about getting to the bottom of this because the family is working with the embassy and the U.S. embassy is on their assification. Otherwise, they wouldn't give a flying F about this, as per usual. But because this went worldwide, and this girl was very popular, right? Hey, thank you, Clark. Thank you. Everybody come on in. Everybody show Miss Knockout some love. Thank you so much for the 73K. You can now watch this back on Y to the Tube Z and all my platforms. All right, go into my link tree or whatever. The Y to the Tube Z, same name. You can watch the whole thing back if you missed anything. All right, but show Miss Knockout some love. Bless her fire so she won't be broke and I can keep coming here. And I don't have to keep going to the man to make that money. I can keep coming here, bringing you all the info. All right. So I just started my U to the Tuesday page. We're going to be doing a lot over there. I'm going to be doing some documentary style stories of cases I dug up and telling you all about it. And we're going to get it popping. I'm probably going to do one on this. I might take clips from here and use it. All right. So everybody coming in, we're talking about Ashlee Janea case with Joe McCann. All right, the girl who went over there to Tanzania for her birthday and was found unalive, and everybody's trying to figure out what all happened, right? And we got a lot of twists and turns. Okay, so now the first twist, well, not the first twist and turn, about the 100th twist and turn is homeboy got a whole nother family. I know I see some pictures with this lady, right? They saying that that was his wife, and the lady's holding a little kid. The kid looked like he was about 8 years old or 7, right? And he's pictured with her, but now I'll give you a hint. She ain't look like Ashlee. She didn't look like Ashlee. She looked like the girl that he was always meant to have. But he got Ashlee because he had that grip. Please believe it. All right? He was married previously. Oh, well, did he get a divorce? Did he get a divorce? Because I don't hear that part being said, Shalea. Did he get a divorce? Where does it say he got a divorce? Right, where is she? That right? We want her to talk. I'm not sure, but Kevin has a video with them together. Oh, really? We surely want her to talk. Well, we want the first wife to talk. Yes, we do. Yep, he was married with 2 kids. Okay, 215, but what happened? Are they divorced? We're just going to look it up. Oh, he's divorced. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so he was previously married, right? And I'm taking it that she wasn't. So he's already experienced in a marriage. She's just a newly made fiance. Thank you. Hey, Wanda. Why people that get out of I don't understand why people that get out of relationships want to get back into relationships so bad. In my mind, I would think that you would want to like take a breather and get a grip. I know people like that. They get out of one relationship, all this crazy stuff be happening. It be going toxic, left, this, that, and you turn around. Oh, I got a new girl. Like you like what? What? You got a new? I wonder what happened. I wonder what happened too. That's why we need her to talk. See, so we need the old wife to talk because we could get more clues on his personality. If it ended for a reason. Now, she might have not had been with him when he was making all this money. Maybe she had a different life for him, right? A lot of people are in new relationships before the divorce are over. Yeah, they can't wait, boy. They want to stick that beefcake in the first hole that they could get. All right, Shalea? They won't let the beefcake rest. I feel like the Knox usually jump from one relationship to another. Narcissist with no breakup. Yeah, the narcissist. They always got to have that person right around as the enabler. She may not want to get involved. Maybe she don't. Everybody ain't for the internet, Wanda. And we see why, don't we? All right, Ella Lisa, she was a starter wife. She was a starter wife. The wife was there when come on, I'm putting my last dollar in the crypto coin. All right, the baby needs milk. The starter kit, right? And then this girl comes along, right? What's up, Teray? Thank you. She getting all the benefits. She getting the Lucci, Poochie, Cararucci. She getting all the benefits. Right? What's up, everybody over here? Okay, let's listen.
Why I think this is the biggest development is for this reason. Just 48 hours ago, we heard that the Zanzibar police has officially dubbed this a self-unaliving. They said Ashlee did this to herself. Now, if that was 48 hours ago, and because of the pressure of the public, now they're questioning Joe, this tells you that there was some sort of payoff or foul play or something going on. Why wasn't Joe questioned in the beginning? Why was this already wrapped up 48 hours ago, but now because it's become a global story, are they now holding his passport?
So you said exactly why, sir. Because this became a global story, because the parents are on the U.S. Embassy or get on their behind, because all eyes are watching, they have no choice but to be on this. They don't get no choice.
Is
right?
cut clear evidence that there was something going on from April the 10th when she was reportedly self-unalived till now. You don't question somebody after you come to a conclusion. That is one thing. Second thing is nobody has been able to get in contact with Joe. There has been numerous reporters, ABC, CBS, TMZ, etc. Nobody. Okay, some of you might be saying, well, why should that set off an alarm? Maybe he has a lawyer, don't talk to anybody.
What's up?
Okay. Don't forget, Joe was in Africa, Tanzania, to marry Ashlee.
Thank you, Joe.
If you are so in love, you're trying to tell me you won't even talk to her parents? The parents cannot contact Joe.
So what? But see, I don't know if he's saying something that's correct. Now, we know that he got engaged to her, but was he also going to marry her in Tanzania? I don't think we know that yet. Do we? I think that he got engaged to her. I would believe the parents would be there. The father would know about it. None of them were there. So I believe that he got engaged to her. And then the rest is going to be figured out going forward. But we see how the rest of it turned out. I don't know about him being over there to marry her, sir. But let's continue.
Further proof that something weird is going on. No lawyer is going to tell you not to even speak to the parents. Those are the two big.
Okay, let's stop right there. Do you believe that the lawyer told him don't even speak to the parents? Because I do. I don't believe that you're right about that, sir. I believe that the lawyer said don't speak to nobody. Because if he talks to the parents, what's going to happen? The parents is going to go right to the embassy or whoever's working with. He told us this and he told us that. And he said this. Oh, now he's saying that. Oh, now he's saying this. And then he got to explain why he took 11 hours to tell these people what happened. That's another thing you got to explain when you talk to them, Mr. Sir. Because that's the first thing I would want to know. So, sir, I don't think you're right about that. I think that the lawyer don't want him to talk to nobody, the family, especially the family. What? Are you kidding me? The family going to tell. The lawyer works for the client, right or wrong. The family ain't working for you. They're going right to the embassy and they're going to start embassizing. So I believe that the lawyer told him to talk to no one. Because every word, breath, fart, everything you do will be used against you in court. Trust and believe. Let's listen.
Indications why I think, and like I thought from the beginning, that there's some foul play, some sort of payoff, something is going on. Joe is not talking. Now, for those of you who want to deep dive into the whole backstory, we did a video yesterday. You could check on that video on our page to do a deep dive. Today, we're going to talk about new timelines, new evidence, and the things that are happening that are contradicting the things that we knew from yesterday's episode. Now, talking about new details, the police have released a new timeline, and it tells a very, very different story than the story we heard before. This is the new timeline from the police. The evening of April the 8th, a hotel guest came to the front desk, to the staff, and said, I'm hearing a couple arguing in their suite, and I think that you guys need to go and see them.
Thank you, Star.
You have never heard this before.
No.
Before, we heard that they were arguing somewhere on the grounds, and staff pulled them apart. That's why we're all saying, oh, where's the camera surveillance, et cetera, et cetera. Now we're finding out this happened in their room. Okay. This staff went to check on them, and then when they went to check on them, they separated them. Now, here is where it gets...
Okay, so I want to know, what were they arguing about? That is the magic question that everybody want to know. Don't you want to know? I think whatever they were arguing about is going to tell us a lot. Dee Dee says he was so quick to tell her family that he had anything to do with it. And that's another red flag. Yes, it is that. But he also waited 11 hours, Dee Dee, before he even did that. And that's the red flag before the red flag. Prenuptial. Did they get to the prenuptial yet? Because he just got engaged with her when he put went on one knee with that animal by him. So he just got engaged. Right? So what are you saying, that the argument might have been over? Oh, now you're gonna have to sign a prenup, and she's going, oh no, I'm not. Oh yes, you are. Oh, the other side pieces. Oh yeah, well, gonna come out. I'm telling you, all of this is gonna come out, Charlene. All of this is gonna come out. The side piece. Somebody gonna talk. I'm telling you something about those loose lips that sink ships. Somebody ain't going to be able to hold water, and they're going to start talking. One thing people want is fame and notoriety, and they want to be seen and heard. And I'm willing to bet one of those side pieces are going to want to be seen and heard. Hey, everybody. Let me tell you everything that happened, because they know they're going to go viral. So somebody's going to tell it. Let's listen.
Interesting. They decided to take Joe out the room, and they put him in another villa 8 to 10 minutes walk away from Ashlee. This also gives us some new information that it seems that he probably was the aggressor because they took him out and not her. Or it could also be that typically if you hear something going on, you might not know.
So look at what Dee Dee said. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you. Hey, Yana. Look at what Dee Dee said. Dee Dee said when she got to the hospital, she didn't have the ring on. Oh, what happened to the ring? Maybe when he got into an argument, he took that ring back, Dee Dee? Or did they lose it? What happened to the ring? If that's even true, we don't know yet, Dee Dee, because sometimes they say a whole lot of stuff on the internet. We got to wait for it to be, presented as truth, allegedly. Thank you for the hand heart. Thank you. Thank you. Question, what would be the reason for her being unalive? Yeah, but that's what we don't know. That's what we don't know, Wanda. That's what we want to find out. That is the mystery in all of this. What will be the reason for her being unalived? For what? What is that serious that she had to be unalived? Nobody is losing that big rock. That's right. That's right. That ring is going to be on my hand. So when I get to the hospital, it's going to be on it. Unless he took it off. If somebody came in there and unalived her allegedly in that room and she's unalive, they can then take that ring back off her finger. Am I right or wrong? If somebody allegedly came in there and unalived her, now she's slumped, she's unalive, they could then take the ring back off the finger and put it in their pocket and go get their money back. Am I right or wrong? Because she's unalive. What's she going to do? So, yes, it's possible that she got to the hospital and the ring was not there. I can see that to be possible. Because on the word on the curb is his company was going broke and he probably need every penny that he could get a hold of, baby. Every single penny. I'm going to take this ring and no use wasting it going to the morgue and going in the dirt with her. And to be honest with you, from what I know about life, if he ain't taking off her hand, somebody was going to take it off her hand down the line. I don't trust people in the hospital. I don't trust people in the morgue. And you damn sure don't trust your family. They take it off your finger too. Oh, look at Becky. Oh my gosh. Becky got a ring on her finger. Let me take this ring off. What? You can't trust nobody. So where did the ring go? That's a good question. That's a good question. I think she found something about him that yeah, she might have. And that's another thing. Why people go and come up missing. Because they find something about their partner that their partner does not want the world to know. I don't want the world to know that I'm getting my back blown out by the beefcake and I got me a beefcake. Some people don't want people to know that. Sometimes when you're around somebody in close proximity, sometimes you find out these things. Sometimes things just pop out, especially when you live with somebody. You want to learn a lot about somebody? Go stay with them for 2 weeks. Because you'd be peeping all kinds of stuff. You'd be like, ew, ooh, ooh. Go in the bathroom, they got skid marks on their underwear. Ooh, I didn't know that. They look nice when they get up. Yeah, he looked nice when he went out. But you stayed with him for 2 weeks. And you went in the bathroom. And he left his drawer. He left his drawers on the floor. And they got skid marks in them. Did you know that before? Now, but I know it now. I didn't know that this guy got dingleberries in his underwear. But you know now. Because you're staying with him and he can't hide it. That's the Lisa say you boo-boo in the toilet. You don't know. A person could be looking like, they could be looking crisp, clean, but you go stay at their house for 2 weeks. You go in that bathroom and you see those drawers on the floor with skid marks in them. And you're like, wow, I'm dating skid mark guy. Thank you, Slurry. Because you don't know. You don't know. So she might have, another theory, we don't know what happened. We're just bouncing around theories. She might have found out something that he didn't want the world to know. And when somebody has something on you, right, that wow, Miss Knockout is knocking us out today. Hey, TikTok user. Hey. Somebody who does not, who, like, that's why you got to be careful telling people your business. You got to be real careful telling people your business, because that person find out something that you don't know, you don't want the world to know. You don't know how you might act. People get desperate when somebody got something that they don't want the world to know. People get desperate. They get desperate. Oh, what you do last night, Bobo? Oh, man, I was just out kicking it with the guys, and one of the guys happened to stick his beefcake up to my kazoo. We were drunk. Then you tell somebody that, and then you realize, oh, man, I didn't mean to tell nobody that I was accidentally slipped on a beefcake because I'm a guy. But now she knows about it. It get crazy. You got to watch out what you tell people. Oh, man, I'm going to get something to eat. Yeah, I'm going to eat something too, man. I can't wait for these food stamps to hit in the beginning of the month so I can get me some steak and shrimp. And then the person you goes hang up the phone from you, and then they talk to the next bee, and they say, yeah, that's why that bee's on food stamps. She get the EBT. Because you told them your business. You got to watch the clues that you give people. You're giving people clues, and now they give you the blues. All right? Thank you so much, everybody. All right, so everybody coming on in. We're talking about Ashlee Janea. Miss Knockout is on the check-in. You can watch all of this back and more on my Y to the Tube Z and all platforms. Face to the Booksies, the links to the then, the XE, and the Twitchy. Pooh. All right, we rocking on all levels out here in these content creator streets. But today we're talking about Ashlee Janea, in which I think there's going to be a lot of more stuff coming out about this case. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And the iceberg is tipping. Let's continue to listen.
The details, but you'll take the man out of the area. The man, typically would be the aggressor. I know that we're just, going on stereotypes here. But if you go...
So let me pull you up to speed. He's talking about they had an altercation. And the hotel and them said that they had to separate them and put them in separate rooms. And they said they removed him, so he might have been the aggressor. But we don't know. We wasn't there, but that's what they're saying. All right? Thank you so much for the 92K. Let's get to 100K.
Oh, and you're hearing that there's an argument, potentially a fight or whatever. You maybe take the men to keep the woman safe. Okay. Here is where it starts to get even more interesting. They're saying that Ashlee was found 2 or 3 hours after they were separated, and that was at 2 a.m. So if you do quick math, that means that they went to their villa at around 11 or 12 o'clock, separated them.
What's up,
they
Danny?
found her 2 hours later at 2 a.m. But here
What's up,
is
Trish?
something else. They say that it was a room attendant that found Ashlee at 2 a.m. 2 or 3 hours later. But the family is saying that Joe was the one who went and got the staffer and went to her room at 2 a.m. Now, the question is this.
Thank you, Trish.
Why did they go back to the room to check on Ashlee? regardless if it was Joe's idea or if it was a staff's idea, why do you go at 2 a.m. to check on somebody? If I'm a staffer and a guest comes and says, hey, I hear some noise, whatever, okay, you go, you take Joe out the room.
You like my hair? Thank
and
you.
Let's say it's midday. You might go and say maybe before, I don't know, dinner or whatever, you haven't seen the person, you might go and check. But if I take a guy out of a room at around 11 or 12 o'clock, are you going to go back into that room at 2 a.m. to bother the guest? Wouldn't you at least wait till 8 a.m., 9 a.m.? Hey, I haven't seen her come down for breakfast. That to me is super sus. That to me says that there was something that happened that the staffer knew about or that Joe knew about and was like, yo, we need to go check on her. And again, it seems to me as if maybe Joe went back, snuck some way back, did something to her. And remember, they found her not unalive. They found her unconscious and then went to the hotel. So it seems like you could maybe add two and two together and say, maybe he went back, walked the 8 or 10 minutes back, went back into the room. They got into another fight or argument or something. He puts hands on her. He ends up being unconscious. He sets everything up in the room to make it look like it was her. He goes now, walks back to his room, goes and tells the staffer, hey, go check on my fiance. That's just my theory with the new facts that we have. Now, yes, the argument or fight or whatever didn't happen in a public area, but it's 2026. There's some sort of surveillance footage near her room, by her room, outside of her room. He has to walk 8 minutes if he is the one that went back in there. Some camera, somebody picked something up somewhere in an 8-minute walk.
Everybody put a W Wanda in the chat. Thank you so much, Wanda. I appreciate it.
There's no blind spots on an 8-minute walk. The family is supposed to be getting the autopsy report sometime today, or if not tomorrow, which is going to give us some more information. But in my opinion, it's not going to give us anything more than we already know now. Again, we dealt with that yesterday. Go check out yesterday's video. But to me, what I want to see is the surveillance footage. She is no longer here. Yes, we might find out.
So that's the thing that's going to tell us a lot when they get a hold of that surveillance footage. Because a place like that, because I've seen that place on social media before, right? Thank you so much, Wanda. Thank you. And everybody, make sure you join the Discord. All right. Join the Discord. We're building up a nice community there. And if you have any stories that you want to talk about, you want me to talk about, or you want something for me to know, okay, we can't always put it on the clock or on all these places. You could go on the Discord and put it in there. All right. That's how we communicate. And then you can watch all of this back on the Y to the Tubesies, the link to the N's, the X's, and Twitchy. Right? Read between the lines. So that's what I want to see is the surveillance tape. The surveillance tape is going to tell us a lot of the missing pieces to the puzzle. Right? I know Joe, he is not a fan of those surveillance tapes coming back, because that's going to tell also what he did in between that time and those 11 hours. He was still there in Tanzania. He hasn't left Tanzania. They took his passport. So in an 11-hour span where she was missing and he didn't say nothing, he was still there doing stuff, and they should have all of that on camera. Let's listen.
Little bit of the autopsy report, but we need questions from Joe, and we need that surveillance footage that is going to tell the story. Now, the hotel is said to be now working and cooperating with the U.S. Embassy and the police, and they put out this statement. The management of Zuri Zanzibar is deeply saddened by the tragic incident involving one of our guests. Our sincerest thoughts and sympathies go out to the family and loved ones during this painful time. We are providing our full cooperation to the local authorities and the U.S. Embassy to respect the privacy of those involved and to ensure the integrity of the official investigation. We cannot offer any further comments at this stage. We appreciate your understanding and discretion. They're really not telling us much.
Nothing.
Now, let's move
They're not
on
telling
to
us
something
nothing.
that has online divided. What was the argument in the room all about? What was the reason for the unaliving? Whether it was Joe that did it, whether she did it to herself, something happened to this couple. I think we can all agree that something this severe between a couple, it definitely has to be cheating. Somebody cheated on somebody. Could we at least agree on that? I am going to give you guys some
Off to a minute, I'll be back. Okay, baby Kim.
Of
I just
Joe.
pray the truth. The
Then
truth
I'm going to
gonna
give
come out
you
one
a
day.
perspective of Ashlee. And then we're going to discuss who y'all think was the one who cheated. First, I want to start out with playing you guys a video of Joe.
9 times out of 10, I feel like the guy allegedly, Joe was probably the one who was moving around because he probably had other hers. And I believe that she was concentrating on the money. So she knew she couldn't move around like that because when you dating these guys with money and you moving like that, cheating on them and they dropping to one knee and proposing to you and bringing you to Africa and you feeding the giraffes, you get a good inkling in your mind that you might F up the money. So you're not going to do that. But see, the guys don't care. They will stick their beefcake in the doggone hole in the ground and won't give a F what happens after that. They care about no repercussions. When they thinking with that other brain, they get insane in the membrane. All right? Let's listen.
Joe speaking. Now, this is a couple of years ago. It's on Fox News. It has no relevance to this. But sometimes you can get a little bit more info about someone's personality when you hear them speak, their mannerisms.
Thank you for the
So far, we're
95K,
just judging him, or people are just judging him from his pictures online. People say his eyes look creepy. They're saying they don't trust him. I want to play this video for you. It's very short, but it just gives you his tone of voice and a little mannerisms. Take a look.
We have crypto investor, asymmetric founder, and CEO Joe McCann here to discuss. Joe, great to see you. Thanks for being here. So, below 98,000, I'm just wondering, is this the pause that refreshes? Is this a moment when you and other crypto fans are going to get back in?
Yeah, I mean, look, 100,000 is a huge psychological level. It's a 6-figure Bitcoin. But in fact, yesterday, Sunday, it was the highest daily close and weekly close in history of Bitcoin. What we're seeing today is just pretty standard profit taking. There's no real risk to Bitcoin not continuing to move higher. So we just see this as another opportunity to add to our position.
All right, let's go to some online chat.
You got to admit, he sounds very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? He sounds very intelligent, very smart. You know what I'm saying? Very demure. He doesn't sound like a crash out to me. But the way the world works, you never know who's a crash out these days. Look what happened to Gucci Mane. People crash out. They don't care about the repercussions. There's people out here every day with those screws loose that will unscrew you. So you got to keep your neck on swivel now. Look, somebody, I think it was Slurry said, I'm staying single forever. Slurry said, I'm staying single forever. Let's listen.
His ex-wife is a brand manager for Google and often said intuition is everything.
So, whoa. His ex-wife is a brand manager to Google. Did you hear that? So the ex-wife was on it. She was on it. They was both on it. Thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you. They was on it, y'all. So the ex-wife was at Google. They was over there getting a bag. And then here come Ashley. Ashley said, I'm collecting a bag. Right? Good morning, Cindy. Hey. Oh, wow. She was, yeah. So let's listen.
He just started with asymmetric over 4 years ago. His toddler is less than 2 years old, and her and this young lady are photographed in the same house. If you look at this entire family history, their comments on politics and race, you're gonna close the case real quickly. I was so bothered by this that I found all this information in 7 minutes. His ex-wife, Shay Jackson, his biggest client was Iggy Azalea. The lifestyle, the looks in his eyes, his attitude pattern, man. Now, this comes from a blogger. Iggy Azalea caught wind of this and she replied. Famous rapper Iggy Azalea replied and says, "That's incorrect. He has never managed any of my investments. I worked with him briefly as an advisory on a board for a separate company unrelated to Asymmetric. I also sat the board on. He was discovered to have questionable business practices, and everybody I know stopped doing business with him in 2024. People had questions about how..."
See, Azalea, thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you. Azalea, she ain't waste no time to clear that up. She ain't waste no time. She said, okay, what's up, Takir? One thing about people, they don't play with their brands. They don't play with their brands. They said, Azalea said, oh, we're going to clear this up real quick. But she did say that a lot of people around her didn't mess with him because his business practices were questionable. Let's listen.
He ran his company Asymmetric. I'm here just like you after hearing this news today. The whole story is wild. May she rest in peace. All right, now here's another comment. By the way, y'all know this whole engagement-ish is fake and stage. She had to make it look like she's not a sugar baby. After watching, you can see how fake and stage it is. This N-word is already married with 2 children. His wife named Shay Jackson from Portland, Oregon.
Why are they calling him an N-word in the comments? Because he clearly don't look like an N-word to me. That's one thing he don't look like. Why are they calling him the N-word in the comments? They just don't got no cool. Right? And y'all said that he was divorced from his wife or whatever. That's probably why she ain't saying nothing. He probably was messing up his ex-wife business, so she broke out camp. Maybe.
Again, she probably threatened to tell. Now, just to be clear, the wife has not been confirmed. No marriage license have been confirmed, nor have children been confirmed. But if you go to his Twitter page, you'll see he says, you know, my wife is black. And also he talks about having 2 children. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do this.
Saying the other wife was black too. She just looked a little, to me, she looked mixed. She looked mixed. She looked like she's Spanish and mixed with white or something like that. She looked black to me, but he said that, you know, my wife's black. So
same exact thing that I did with Joe. I'm going to play you guys a video of Ashlee speaking. Once again, has nothing to do with this. This is just from her Instagram page. We haven't seen much of her speaking. I think of all.
Okay, now let's look at the way she talks. I know how she talks, but I want you all to see what y'all think of it.
All of her Instagram posts, she's only speaking one time.
Ethnic.
Just listen to the words she's using. Just listen to her character. Take a listen.
All right, that's a continue tapping, continue sharing. Thank you so much for showing the blessifications.
Got a pile of clothes you never wear anymore? Turn them into cash with vintage.
Listen to
Snap
how
a
she
photo.
speaks,
That's
so
your
y'all
item.
can see her candor and how she,
Once
you
it
know,
sells, the
for
buyer
me,
covers
she's
shipping.
a little spicy.
And with 0 seller fees, you keep every dollar
She was
you
a little
earn.
spicy
Less
for
clutter
me.
in your home, more money in your pocket. With
But
millions of users
I'll
and
let
low
you see
cost
it
for
for
your
yourself.
buyers, it's easy to start selling
Right?
and
Everybody
earning.
put hashtags
Start selling
in the
on
comments,
Vinted today.
and we're gonna get back to it. All right.
Here's a secret tip
Everybody on the
hackers don't want you to know
make sure
about.
you give
With
them
this
thumbs
app
up.
called Malwarebytes,
The
your phone,
commercials are still going.
desktop, or any other
Okay,
device.
here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Take a listen.
All right, hear me out. Maybe this is just me.
Oh yeah, she
But
was in the
just
Frank
thought about it
Montana
'cause I was
video.
driving on my way home. I'd really be ready to take over the small shit. Like the littlest thing, I just be turned off. Like, ugh. It was mad people in the regular lane, and the express lane was clear as I'm zooming through that, passing, feet. As a grown man in 2023, living in the state of Florida, specifically Dade County, Broward County, doing without a sun pass. Like honestly, you want to just vibe in traffic, it ain't gonna work with me, baby. It ain't gonna work. I'm talking about, yo, babe, get over into the express lanes fast. No, like I ain't from Florida. If you don't drive over them cones and get on.
Okay, next I'm going to show you guys 7 posts from her Instagram that are really all about Joe. Take a look at the pictures, take a look how they're set up in the picture, and more importantly, take a look at the caption and what she's writing. Here, the first one you'll see, it says, came for the beads, stayed for the feels. Next one here, unbothered, arm around him, peace sign, tongue out, showing off her man. This one here is really important. It says, wherever we are, and I put an arrow here. She's playing Megan Thee Stallion, Lover Girl. My man, my baby. She is using her Instagram to show to the world, I have my man, I found my man, my white man. Now, for those of you who didn't see yesterday's episode, you could really have to watch that to understand this. Ashlee is getting dragged by the Black community, especially Black men, because she has made various amounts of posts on Twitter saying that how she wants mixed children, Black men put hands on women, etc., etc. And she's always wanted.
She said a lot of questionable things about African American men, right? They went and they're digging that up, all right? And she said she wants mixed children, and she said some things. And they went and they digged all of that up. They dug it all up, Wanda. That's what I'm saying. They digging up stuff on him and they digging up stuff on her. So yeah, she said a lot of stuff about not wanting a Black man and what the Black man does, and they beatify on women and all this stuff.
A white man. So her brand is all about love and finding a man that's going to be loyal to you, that's going to treat you like a queen, and not a Black man who's might have money, but he's not going to treat you well. Dad? This is her entire brand. Here you'll see another one here with roses in the background, and she captions, what does love feel like to you? Again, all about love. What is your love life like? I got my man here. This one also too is very important. Well kept with her man. This one here, sunshine in the rain when it's pouring. Again, all of these pictures are her with him talking about love. It's not bags. It's not, he bought me a car. Oh, he bought me this. Now, of course, he's buying her those things. That's not even a question. But that's not what she's showing. She's showing, yeah, I'm with a wealthy guy, and he takes me places. We're on Emirate, we're on this, but he loves me. He treats me like a queen. He is there for me. He's there to protect me, not just with his money, but with his heart and with his love. And here you'll see this last one here, 365 down, like I'm here 365 days all year round. Here's to forever. Not here's to a Chanel bag, or here's to whatever, a G-Wagon. Here's to my red button. No, here is to love. This is her brand. Whether it's true or not, I'm saying this is her brand. Now, if you've noticed on, I think at least 6 or 5 of these posts, you'll see that Joe Budden, rapper Joe Budden, liked these posts. Now, we don't know if, like a lot of people now following her, if he just liked these posts or if he was following her before.
Well, some people were following her before because she's in everybody's video. She in French Montana's video. They say everybody who got a video out now that's popular, she in all of their videos. She's a pretty girl. She's a pretty girl. She getting cast in all these videos, so they all know her.
Why am I bringing that up? Watch this video of what people are saying is Ashlee and Kevin Gates.
How y'all doing? We keeping it organic. Me and my little chocolate Easter bunny.
My little chocolate Easter bunny.
Babe, stop playing. Babe, you know I'm sensitive, babe. We about to get on a lick. This her call. She just came for to pick me up.
Something like that's crazy.
She from Philly, so she crazy. She toxic. You told me if I take my hands off, you gonna pick me up.
Stop with my hands.
I'm on trouble.
So now that we have a little bit more insight into their character, let's go back and talk about who cheated. Was Ashlee using her Instagram to promote her white man, white love, and really talking to rappers, basketball players, entertainers in the background? Was this whole, Black men are not enough, and that was just a facade, and she was doing things in the background, and Joe found out, saw something in her phone, and then he went off, and that's how the fight happened. And then 2 or 3 hours later, he came back and tried to unalive her. Is that what happened? I feel like that is 100% believable, 100% probable, but I feel like that is easy. Of course, you're going to think that. And I also think now that we know a little bit more about Joe, and if you go back and look in those pictures, it seems to me like Joe wasn't the one who was head over heels for Ashlee. If you look at the pictures, she's always the one like into the picture. She's always the one posting him. She's always the one talking about it, and he's just there. It seems to me like he is a white rich guy. There's reports I think he's around 45 years old.
Another thing, I seen him and her all over her page, but when it comes to his page, I only see business. I don't see nothing of her. Am I right or wrong, y'all? I don't see nothing of her on his page, but on her page, she splashes him up there every once in a while. Now, if you have a fiance, because a fiance to me is serious. Ain't it serious? I mean, it's seriouser than a boyfriend and girlfriend. Some people be boyfriend and girlfriends and complain that, oh, you ain't put me on your page. Why you ain't put me on your page? You got a whole fiance. Well, he just got fiance, so maybe he didn't have a chance to put her on the page. I don't know. She sounded like she had some issues. Yeah, well, maybe. They're digging up everything, knick-knack. They digging it up. Let's listen.
She was 31, white rich guy. Think that he likes black girls, has a little bit of a fetish or whatever. And it seems to me like he's a rich hedge fund crypto guy. And it's like, you know, you're dating these influencer IG baddies. Like, it's not so like unbelievable that these rappers or things are in her DMs. You're with a girl like that, you're expecting that to happen. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, I think not only are you expecting that to happen, I feel like he doesn't care. That's just my point of view. I feel like he doesn't care. Could he be an egotistical guy and not love her and still care? Okay, but what kind of idiot are you to not think that someone's going to run up in her DMs? Like, look at her IG page. That's all these guys are going to do. I just think that he would have expected this, and it wouldn't be something that would have him fly off the handle, or more importantly, feel like he needs to unalive her. Like, oh my God, such a shock that Joe Button is in her DMs. That's just my opinion. Now, let's talk about the second version of Joe cheating. Now, did Joe really have a wife? Does he really have an ex-wife? Does he have other Instagram black girls that he is seeing, and she could have seen that in his phone and she went off? You seen the video I played of her talking about a man and driving in lanes and stuff? This girl does not play around. She's a no joke kind of girl. She's not a little like, oh, okay, whatever. Now, some people would say, oh, you know what? A girl like this that's after the money and after this, if she sees a guy and cheating or doing whatever, she just got engaged. She's so close to her goal. If she catches him cheating, she's not really going to care that much. While there are some girls that are like that, it doesn't seem to me like she is just after the money, because she can get that from anybody. It seems to me like, A, that she's after real love and real treatment. It seems that she's after somebody who she could post on her Instagram and build this love following and this whole like, haha, I told y'all to get away from these rappers. I told you guys to get away from these NBA players and entertainers. Find you a white man, a hedge guy, a crypto guy. He's not going to be that way. And then
so they
he
said
finds
that's
out
what
that
she was saying
is
on the
that
live.
way. To me, she has more.
So that's what they were saying, like that she was kind of saying on her live, like, you know, you got to get you this kind of guy because the African American guys do this, do that, and now people are like saying, oh, but now look what happened to you. But I feel like preferably that it could happen with anybody. It's a personality thing. People making it a race thing, but it's, you know, it's a personality thing. It's a personality thing. It's like, you know, being cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs isn't determined by the color of your skin, I feel like. What's up, Blueprint? Hey, everybody come on in.
Or to lose. She has more to lose because she's been posting him. She's been saying how amazing he is. If somebody is DMing her, I don't see him freaking out to the point where he needs to unalive her, even if he has an ego. But I see her, which she clearly has an ego and clearly has an attitude, and she is a no-nonsense girl. I clearly see her saying, I told you to leave your wife. Why are you still talking to your wife? Something, oh, you're talking to my friend or you're doing whatever. I think she found something out, went off in the room. He tried to calm her down, and then
he's just speculating at this point.
What would make him come back to unalive her would be, I think maybe she said something to him in the lines of, all right, you did this to me.
Hey, Carla,
Cool. I'm going to expose you. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. We broke this down in the last video. Joe has $100 million fund, but he lost close to like $80 million. He's going broke. There's some weird stuff going on with the crypto. Maybe she said something to him like, oh, you want to cheat on me? You want to embarrass me? Cool. I'm going to say this to your boys. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And he was like, oh my gosh, I can lose everything. He comes back and unalives her. Who cheated? Who cheated? Now, the one other thing that I forgot to say, if she cheated and it caused him to flip out, I don't think it's a rapper, entertainer, or whatever. If anything, it might have been one of his hedge funds friends or one of his boys. That would be okay, I expected the Joe Budden. I expected the Kevin Gates. I didn't expect for you to do that to my friend, and that would make him snap. That's why I'm on the fence. Somebody cheated. Somebody did something wrong. The only way for him to have snapped would have been somebody on his side that he didn't expect, and then vice versa. He did something with somebody who she didn't expect. I'm going to put my eggs in the basket a little bit more. I think 55% that he did something, whether it was the ex-wife, the wife, a girl, or something, and she snapped. She said something to him to say, I'm going to expose you. And he was like, I cannot have this. I can't risk her saying something.
The part keeps coming up like that maybe she had something to expose about him that he didn't want the world to know. That keeps coming up, and it's a strong possibility because that's something that I can see somebody risking everything for. Oh, I don't want the world to find out this. I got to get rid of this. You know what I'm saying?
She's crazy, and I don't want her to expose me on Instagram. I got to end this right now. This is my theory, but I'm a little bit on the fence. All of you know what you think. Now, lastly, let's talk about this GoFundMe page that her father put up. Her father put this up and said, you'll see, by the way, this is her real name. Ashlee Janea is her Instagram name. Her real name is Ashley Robinson. You even see that Ashley is spelled different. Now, I took this last night, and he has a goal of 50,000, and as of last night, it's at 30,000. I'm sure he's probably hit his goal now of 50K. But let me explain you the backlash. The backlash is a couple of things. One, you're telling me that your daughter is dating this guy who is a multimillionaire, and we got to help you pay for the funeral. Okay, we got to help you pay to bring her back. Why don't you ask her man? Here's why they can't ask her man, why they can't ask Joe, is because they're suspecting Joe. They want Joe to be held. They want him to be interviewed. They've gone on TMZ, ABC, CBS, and said, Joe is not reaching out to us. Joe is not answering us. Joe is not giving us the proper information. We want the authorities to question him. Do you actually think that after they accuse this man, they could say, oh, by the way, can you help us with money to pay her back, to bring her back, her remains back? Can you help us with the funeral? Of course they can't ask him that. They're also saying,
first of all, this man is not going to help them do anything. He's going to hide. He's going to keep his mouth shut, because the more he says, the more he does. Helping them get over here is helping them get to the facts, and he knows that. So this is why, it's kind of common sense why he's not helping them get over here. He didn't even want to call them in the 11 hours to tell them what happened to their kid.
Hey, if you look at Ashley's Instagram, she got Chanel bags, she got this, she has blah, blah, blah. Why are you asking us poor people to help you contribute when your daughter has just been online on IG flaunting all this money and wealth? Here's exactly what I said to y'all yesterday. You can't look at what somebody's doing on Instagram. Does she have some of those things? Probably. Could some of those things not actually really be hers? Probably. You cannot believe anything that you see online. A lot of these girls out here, look at their Instagram page, they're traveling all over the place. They have all of these things. There's more to the story than what you see. You can't assume that she has that money, that she's paying for these things. You can't assume anything. It's all make believe. It's all la la land. The parents are asking for help with the GoFundMe because they clearly don't have access to her things. If she does have those things still, who knows? Maybe Joe, maybe Joe has these bags for his other girls, and
she probably doesn't. But what they're saying is, the public is saying, even if they don't have access to her money, they're saying, why don't you get him to pay for that? He's the one with all the money and balling in the company. But it's common sense why he won't do it. He's not going to help them get over there and find out more facts. He's just not going to do. I don't see him doing it. I don't see.
She can only access them and wear them when they're going courtside, and then they stay at his house. Who knows? She could be living in a bum apartment and it just look like she has this life. Clearly, the parents don't have the money, and they need to raise money so that they can bring her back, funeral, and of course, maybe even pay for a private investigator. That's what I would have done. I would have put up the GoFundMe and say, look, like, don't look at her Instagram. It's all BS. She don't have no money. We don't got no money. Joe is literally not calling us. We have no access to him. Can you help us solve this case? We want to hire a private investigator. We want to actually go to Zanzibar ourselves, etc., etc. Can you help us? That would have been like at $1 million by now. So I just don't like who's ever helping them, their lawyer or their team or whatever. But that's just my 2 cents. Y'all let me know what you think. Now, with all the information that I have provided y'all, it is your turn, the Out Loud congregation. Let me know what you think about everything. Who do you think cheated? Do you think it was Joe? Do you think it was Ashlee? Did Ashlee really unalive herself? Was she so distraught of what she's...
I think that's the end of that broadcast. Thank you so much. Okay. I don't think that she unalived herself, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? I think that she planned on really going over there and celebrating her birthday, having a good time. She got engaged. I think she really thought it was real, but in the midst of that, you know, when you're in a relationship, it's a little bit of work there. It's a little bit of, you always have to worry about somebody else and what somebody else is doing, and whatever somebody else is doing can affect you, and it can affect you greatly even more depending on how deep your feelings is for him. If you don't really like a guy and he's cheating, you'd be like, so what? Cheat some more, my dude. Let them keep you busy. But if you got deep feeling for the dudes, then not so much, right? Him getting caught cheating ain't enough to, right? Yeah. But see, we don't know if they got caught cheating or if it's any cheating, because right now, everybody's having a speculation contest. Everybody is having a speculation contest. And we won't know anything that's solid until the autopsy, the doctors come out and say something, until their government, police come out and say something, until our embassy working with the family come out and say something, until the family comes out and talks again, till one of her friends come out and talk, till one of the workers come out and talk. We got to watch this stuff and piece it together like a puzzle, right? Maybe she found, yeah, maybe we can speculate all day, knick-knack, but we want to know what is fact and factual, right? Now that will, definitely was. They don't want people to know about that knick-knack. You better take that one to the grave, right? The telling people that somebody's playing for the other team is definitely can get you and land you into some trouble, because people are really adamant about their private life, you know? And especially if they're portraying another life that they don't want people to know about. So we're going to keep an eye on this story, people. I got to go. I got a job I got to go into today, this afternoon, right? I'll be on every morning. If you don't see me here, just know that I'm doing something. I got booked. I got busy. If you don't see me. But otherwise, you see me here every day. My goal is to do one live in the morning and one live in the afternoon. you know, because I usually have a meeting 8 o'clock Monday to Friday. So I got to be up before 8. But I plan on getting here early in the morning, at least by 8, 9 o'clock, taking a little break, and then getting back on in the afternoon, and then going to, like, you know, maybe 3, 4 o'clock, and just doing it like that every day, because we got a lot to talk about. The man that starts with a T is still going down there and messing with those people and forgetting stuff and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And he got all kinds of lawsuits, and Congress is on him. The judges is on him, and it never stops over there. I just wanted to give you all a break today. Talk about something else. Because it never stops with the man with the T. It just don't stop. All right? So I got to get ready to go into work now. All right? I will be back early tomorrow. I'll be orange. Yeah, orange man. He ain't even orange. He's so, look, LA. He's so bad, being so bad now, he's not even orange no more. LA, the man looks gray. He looks like a gray piece of meat you done left out on the counter, a chicken breast you done left out on the counter for 2 weeks. And it's gray, and the maggots are coming, noshing on it. He don't even look orange no more. But they did talk about that orange paint that he was wearing. Epstein talked about with the man. Epstein talked about in an email of him having that orange war point on his face, and they talked about him having the D word 10 years ago. Did y'all hear about that? They found it in the Epstein file. So we had a lot to talk about with the man that starts with a T. We didn't even get to that today, because with Ashlee Janea is a lot. We haven't even finished with Ashlee Janea. We continue with her tomorrow, because the goods is unfolding now. Right now, the stuff is unfolding with Ashlee Janea, because now they got his butt on lockdown, and the family is pressuring them to dig up stuff, and they're digging. Okay, he got what? he got what? What I say, Shauna? I be saying so much stuff. I be like, what? They said that she has a kid by Epstein. Oh, got it. Yeah. The internet is going crazy. Then you got that other lady that's threatening to talk. That she keeps threatening to talk though, but she never says anything. That woman who they deported allegedly, she keeps saying, "I'm gonna tell." Well, what are you gonna tell, lady? Stop saying you're gonna tell and tell it. Like, people like that make me go, Arr. Every doggone article, I'm gonna tell. Lady, tell it. Because we're gonna make you tell it, lady. You open your big mouth. We didn't ask you to appear and do all this stuff. You are doing it, and you will tell us, because the internet's gonna make you tell now, since you want to open your big mouth and never tell it. She ain't told nothing yet, that lady. I'm gonna tell her. Tell what? But I believe it's a reason why Melania got up there and said, "Oh, I don't know him. I don't know Epstein. I don't know him." It's a reason why she did that out of the clear blue sky. It's just out of character to her. We wasn't even thinking about you, lady. And now you're telling us that you didn't know him? We wasn't thinking about you. You wasn't saying a peep. And now all of a sudden, "Oh, I didn't know him. I don't know who you are." Then she said, and they all say this, "Oh, but he was at a party. Yeah, I might have been standing next to him, but we were at a party. We were just at the same party." So don't act like you didn't know him, because you knew him to some extent, we believe. You didn't know him, but he was at every party, and they got pictures of you at every party with this dude, but you didn't know. Okay, is that the game you want to play? So now she got this lady on her behind that says she's going to tell everything and never tells it. Lady, in a 5.2 minutes, we're not going to take you serious no more. Because you keep saying you're going to spill the beans, and the beans never get spilled. See, you can't play with us like this. You see how they are? And you keep teasing us, saying you're going to drop something that never drops. So we got to talk about all that. And we also got to talk about how Congress is on the man that starts with the T's behind, because all the stuff that he's just doing and not abiding by the law is catching up with him. And now they're blocking everything. And now they have this thing, and we'll go over this at another time because we're not going to have time today, where Congress is blocking him, and they're doing this for a reason. They're allegedly blocking him from having the powers to delete and shred stuff in the office, because they said allegedly, that he's deleting everything that's not nailed down to the kitchen floor. And they want to put something on the White House computers that he can't delete any. Now, they could get the deletion back if they want to, but they want to stop him from deleting stuff. Congress. So they're putting a law to stop him from deleting stuff. And then he's going in and making up law. That's what all those executive laws is. He's making up laws on a whim to stop them from doing stuff. But Congress now is this big thing on what they want to stop. They want to go in and put something on them White House computers that he can't delete stuff. He can't shred stuff because he's trying to get rid of stuff permanently. And Congress is like, we never had this before, somebody in there pressing that delete button. So now they're trying to stop him, and they're trying to put something in the White House to stop him from deleting stuff pertaining to the Epstein files, pertaining to other files, important files. So there's a lot to talk about. He's very unhinged to the point where they're calling him Dementia Donnie. Did y'all hear? That's his new nickname, Dementia Donnie. Ain't that a blip? What's your nickname, Dementia Donnie? So we're gonna come back early tomorrow morning. I'm supposed to be on Watching the World, but my schedule's been kind of combobulated, right? But I will be on Watching the World very soon with Mel again. All right, one day this week we'll be on there, and I'll be back early tomorrow. All right. Now everybody that's in here, we got 48 people in the room. What time should I come on in the morning? Should it be 7 o'clock? Should it be 8 o'clock? Should it be 6 o'clock? Should it be 9 o'clock? Should it be 10 o'clock? Should I come on before y'all go to work and school? Hey, Alex. Or should I come on now? I know with my people in London, it's better for them when I go on early. So if I go on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it's 12 o'clock then. 7 o'clock probably be perfect. All right, I'm available all day. It's Slurry, so I'm out here in these streets all day. So the plan is to eventually come on 2 times a day, but I got to get in the routine of stuff. And, there's a lot of stuff going on. This knockout's booked and busy. I got to go in now and get dressed and go on set. I'm in the last scene of the day on this job that booked me. I'm in the last scene of the day. So I'm going to go get dressed and get up on there. But we'll be back early tomorrow. Today we talked about Ashlee Janea and Joe McCann. If you missed anything, make sure you go watch it back. All right, on my YouTube the Tubesy. Go to my LinkedIn link tree in my profile, right? And you can find all my social media, including my Y to the TZ, Facebook, all of that. All right, so you can watch it back if you missed anything, because we talked about a lot. And we're going to talk about some more because the story is still unfolding. All right. Thank you to everybody that tuned in to the Miss Knockout Show. And I will see you early tomorrow. Everybody have a nice rest of the day. I'll try to pop back up on set if I have some downtime. I don't know. Because they're bringing me in like not the full day, like towards the end of the day. So I might just go in and do my thing right away. Who knows? All right. But if you don't see me, you'll see me early tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in to the Miss Knockout Show. Everybody, make sure you join the super fans. Make sure you join the Discord. Spin my song, Knockout, coming with the heat. The video is coming soon. I do have a video visualizer up. All right. Stream it on all platforms. All right. Go back and watch this on Y to the Tubesy. Give it a thumbs up to push the video out. And I will see you soon. Thank you for watching the Miss Knockout Show. And I will see y'all very soon. Thank you for all your support today. Thank you for supporting the Miss Knockout community and helping me come back and bring you the news. Hey there, man. Peace. I was just thinking about yesterday. Hey, Nefera, hi. What's up? You can watch it back. Anybody that's just coming in late, you can watch the whole program back. All you got to do is press the replay button when I end it. All I ask you to do is share it out, hit the thumbs up, share it with a couple of people. All right. And we talked about Ashlee Janea, and that whole case is still unfolding. And I'm sure we'll have new updates tomorrow. All right. So thank you, everybody that's tuned in. All right. Everybody that tuned in late. We've been on here for over 3 hours. You can watch it back. And I will see you early tomorrow. All right. And I'll put some clips up. Don't worry. I'll see you early tomorrow. All right. Love y'all. Peace, y'all. And let's take it out with the
Is the Miss Knockout Show on the airwaves? So like, if I, share-ify, bless-ify the flow. Is the Miss Knockout Show? Now you already know. Hot topics, music, info, and more. If you ain't tapped in, what you came here for? MKO got the vibe, that's a full takeover. From beats to biz talk, yeah, the queen stay in clover. Trending every lane, I'm the glow you can't block. When I drop gems, whole chat goes shock. We don't do broke-ify, now we amplify. Stay blessed-ify, let the energy fly. Hit that tap-ify, keep it all in the flow. Cause it's the Miss Knockout Show. Knockout Show, hot topics, beats and the glow. You rockin' with Miss Knockout. Let's go. Let's